All right, great friends. What's going on? Today is Monday. It is our first day back after a Thanksgiving break, which had us off on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Felt like a long time. So we got a lot to get to today. Really going to be a great show, so stay with us. We are in the 7 Mile Casino studios, 7milecasino.com. And I want to just remind everybody that if you were at 7 Mile Casino this past weekend because you had family and friends in town, great. I'm sure you had a great time. Sammy's Restaurant and Bar, blackjack, poker, table games, incredible location, only 7 minutes south of downtown San Diego. So I hope you had a good time. I hope you were a big winner. But if you did not get a chance to go to 7 Mile Casino, we're open. We're ready for you. And by the way, now we're into the holiday season. So come on out and enjoy. Win big at 7 Mile Casino. And if you have any problems with gambling, you call 1-800-GAMBLER. Okay, Alex, things that you and I and the show, not just you and me, but the great friends as a community, things that we have control over with regards to our sponsors. If you buy the stuff that we ask you to buy or present to you as an opportunity to buy, the show ultimately makes a couple bucks off that. So if you're a supporter of the show, this is your time to support the show. How about that? If you're a supporter of the show, this is the time to support the show during the holiday season. Was that smooth or what? Is that
Sure.
Monday?
Yeah.
Is that like first day back after 4 days? All right, let's show everybody, Alex, right now today. They called today Cyber Monday, right? You got Black Friday, big sales after Thanksgiving. Today is Cyber Monday. If you go to our website, kaplanandcrew.com, our merch shop and our partner, they're doing a 15% off and free shipping. So you have a chance to save quite a bit of money. If you have a great friend in your family, take a look at the shirt I'm wearing today, the Hey King t-shirt. This is the one that I really wanted. You know, this is what happens when my kids call me and they need something from me. If you're a dad out there, or if you're a provider out there and somebody's always needing something from you, they need to give you the Hey King. These shirts, hats, everything, all available. It was 35% off the other day. It's 15% off right now. Go to kaplanandcrew.com. There's the website. Alex is taking you to it right now. Click on the merch shop, and here we go. Got those Slay Queen tees. Got those out there for you, Juliana, Molly. Got them Slay Queen tees, girl. Got all the Padre stuff from the season, the Musgrove stuff, the Charger hater stuff, the great friends. It's all out there for you. So enjoy it. And when you buy this stuff, we make a small percentage. But if you're a supporter of the show, not only is it good for us because we make a couple bucks, but that's neither here nor there. It's good because you're out there wearing the stuff. You're ambassadoring, championing for the show. Appreciate you guys. Much love. Hey, Ride One Up e-bikes. This is another sponsor where we get a chance to kind of share in what we sell. If you buy a Ride One Up e-bike, yeah, we get a little commission, a little bit, just a little something. We're making an introduction. They've got an incredible product. We've got an incredible audience. Let's do a beautiful thing, baby. Alex, how's your Ride One Up e-bike treating you?
I can't wait to get on it again. I haven't been on it. I've been gone. So I can't wait. Yeah. Hope it's still in my locker.
Well, dude, you better get down there and check, buddy. Hope you got homeowners insurance on that place down there in North Park. Look, rideoneup.co/great friends. You can save $50 when you use our promo code Great Friends, and you can save up to $400 on particular models like the one Alex rides, which is called the Limited LMTD. If you go to that website, rideoneup.co, you buy, you put in Great Friends, you save $50, and particular models right now, they're having like an extended Black Friday sale. It's over $400 in savings. You can see the numbers right there. $250 off here, $250 off there, $300 off this one. And the list goes on and on. If you're thinking about an e-bike this holiday season, please, guys, as you're shopping around, consider Ride One Up. rideoneup.co/great friends. The promo code is Great Friends. And lastly, speaking of promo codes and great holiday gifts, let me talk to you about Manscaped. I'm literally going to grab all my Manscaped stuff. I probably should have done a better job of preparing. Dude, these underwear right here, these Manscaped underwear, I wear them every day. I don't even have another brand of underwear anymore. They send them in the mail like once a quarter, cost me like $30, whatever it is. Right now, there's a huge sale going on Manscaped. 20% off everything on the site, but you need to use our promo code, which is Great Friends. And so these underwear are awesome. I like to talk to you about the products. I literally pull this stuff out of my shower. Here's my shampoo and conditioner. That might be a little gross. Okay. Shampoo and conditioner is this bottle right here. This is the body wash. Let me tell you something, Alex. Do you use these products? I know we've had the ball toner and the ball deodorant. Do you use any of these other products?
No, just the ball toner and ball spray.
I'm going to get you all this stuff for Christmas. This is the best. The body spray, they've got their own brand of deodorant. And then what you were just talking about, you got the ball toner and you got the ball. This is the ball deodorant. So all these Manscaped products, I'm going to tell you right now, for the guy in your life, this is the ultimate holiday gift. It comes beautifully packaged. They're going to love it. Manscaped.com, Carlsbad-based company, manscaped.com. Use our promo code GreatFriends. Save 20% site-wide. It's an amazing deal. There's even like deals on shipping. Like, you use our promo code, you get free shipping. It's a great deal. So for the man in your life, manscaped.com, use our promo code GreatFriends. We'll tell you about more of our great supporters later in the show, but let's get going on a Monday. Great friends, it is Kaplan and Crew on a Monday afternoon, just hitting the airwaves of the mightier 1090. So broadcasting from our home base here in San Diego, but to all parts of Southern California. What's going on? OC, LA, Grande's Hood, Oxnard, the Central Coast, Santa Barbara, wherever you can hear us on radio. Glad to have you guys along. Communicate with the show at Twitter, at our main page there, at Kaplan and Crew. On Twitter, on Instagram as well. Obviously, every social media platform. We're very easy to get a hold of. Our website, Kaplan and Crew, blah, blah, blah. You know how to find us, okay? With one exception. We got suspended by YouTube last week. The good news for us is we're suspended on like Thursday, Friday of last week because we got a 1-week suspension. Like we're on PEDs or something, Like we did something really bad. We got suspended from YouTube. And so right now, if you're listening on 1090 and you plan on watching on YouTube later, or if you're watching on television on Cox Your View and you planned on watching more on YouTube, Alex Browner, I don't know exactly what happened, but we got suspended, like a 5-minute major for fighting. We're in the penalty box. What happened?
No comment.
Oh.
No comment.
Next question.
This ain't the first time I've been suspended, so it'll work out. As suspensions normally do, they'll work themselves out. We'll get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, but Alex here has to then go and kiss YouTube's ass, which good move by you, because I would have done the exact same thing. In fact, if anybody at YouTube has an ass, I'll kiss it so we can get back on.
I mean, technically we are on. We're just not on our normal location.
Okay, so then with that being said, our normal YouTube channel has been suspended, but we have a secondary channel called the Kaplan and Crew Clips page. And we are actually doing the full radio show, podcast, TV show, etc. We're doing it on YouTube on our Clips page, but on our main page, we're pushing like 7,000 subscribers. On our Clips page, we got like 400 subscribers. So either we use this as an opportunity to gain more subscribers on our Clips page, or we got to find a way to tell everybody. Twitter, Instagram. We're going to send out an email. You probably already got it by now. So we're using everything we got to let you know where we are. Right, Alex? Is that right?
Trying. But yeah, it's like it's a pain in the ass. That's for sure. No other way to describe it. I've been trying to find ways around it, but we are just pushing the message as much as we can. But the good news is for a lot of the people listening on radio and audio podcasts, they don't know or care.
Yeah, that's right. It's you YouTubers, though, that are in the chatlins, that are in the YouTube chat every day that we're communicating with throughout the show. So it's you guys that are impacted. So I need all the chatlins to understand you got to come over to the YouTube's clip page. So anyway, we'll get there as the week goes on. Fellas, it is great to be with both of you. It's great to be with all the great friends out there in Southern California here this afternoon, because even though we were only off like Thursday, Friday, and then we had a regular weekend, Saturday, Sunday, I feel like I've been off for a long time. As a matter of fact, it's kind of one of those things where, you know how some people dread Mondays? I don't ever really dread a Monday. But I will say that I woke up this morning realizing like, whoa, it's back to go time. How you guys feeling after your Thanksgiving holiday?
Not great, man. Not great.
Oh
not
really?
Great. Rarely do I get in this position, but I don't feel good.
You don't feel good as in you don't feel good like you health-wise?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I don't feel great, man. I don't feel great.
Oh, dude. You know that I've heard.
Oh.
This is my Vay. I'm going to sound just like my mother here. My mother would say things like, like
what you just did?
Right.
I heard.
Here's what my mother would say. She goes, they say that after Thanksgiving, a lot of people are going to get COVID because everybody's inside and everybody's together. And it's very lovely and wonderful, but everybody's going to get COVID. This is what my mother would say.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say, Ma, who's they? Who's they, Ma? And she'd say, yeah, like the Today Show. So she would like get this, from the Today Show, right? The Today Show. So whoever hosts the Today Show, they say people are going to get COVID after Thanksgiving. But I said, you're hearing that's kind of the deal. Like, is that what Browner, you think you got COVID?
No. I didn't say that. I just said I don't feel good. I don't feel good.
Yeah, but maybe you were around people during Thanksgiving. Maybe you were out and about this past weekend. Then maybe all those people who were out and about, they were in close quarters at Thanksgiving.
I cleared that bar. I didn't see no faces that I didn't want to on Thanksgiving. Small crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Small crowd.
Okay.
Small crowd could give you COVID.
Listen, you two, I know what you're doing. I don't have COVID. How about that?
Okay.
I mean, you don't really know.
I do know. I tested.
Oh,
well, say that then.
Yeah, why don't you say that?
What'd you do? As a workaround, like I was a small group, like
I didn't see people I didn't want to see. So
right.
what? You still saw people.
Yeah.
I tested. The first thing I do now, listen, I'm straight out. I test. I don't care. I test myself. I test.
Mm-hmm.
And if I need to go higher,
we're still talking about COVID.
I mean, maybe, maybe. I'm a busy man. I could test him for everything.
Yeah. All right. Now, so you're not feeling that hot.
No, not my best.
Okay, Alex,
look, I'm eating an apple, dog. I'm eating an apple, dog.
You're eating a piece of fruit.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I got an orange over here somewhere too.
Eating fruit all up in it.
Like Garden of Eden over here.
Wow, Garden of Eden rather than like the Garden of Wendy's.
Yeah, exactly. She got apples too, though. She got apples. They just sliced.
All right. Grande, I kind of feel like I'm hearing a little sniffling coming from your side.
Well, the last time we all talked, I was pretty much just a walking head of mucus last Wednesday.
Nice.
And I would say that night, I proceeded as usual. I proceeded as I'm not sick. That's how I live my life. Like when I get sick, I never act sick unless it's really kicking my ass, and it never kicked my ass.
So does that mean then that in addition to doing all the things you would normally do if you weren't sick because you're in denial, you're around people and potentially handing off what you have, but you just don't believe you have?
No, I am aware of that. I make people aware that.
Do you mask up?
No, but I did tell the people I was with, like, I have like boogers because that's all I had. I had no fever.
Are you sure it's not COVID? No, it's just boogers. Believe me,
I had no fever.
Tested,
I had no sore. I had no sore throat. I actually felt
positive for boogers.
I had boogers, lots of them, still do. So I don't think that ever helps me. I always think that like maybe, extends my booger period. So last time I saw you guys, we went through all the YouTube stuff, and then I was like, okay, well, I can't really do anything here. It's Thanksgiving. I'm going out, and we went out Wednesday night and around San Antonio, and San Antonio, and I felt way better Thursday. I felt really good Friday. Saturday, for whatever reason, maybe it's because Mexico got their ass kicked by Argentina, I kind of felt a little not as good. Yesterday, I was home all day, actually recuperating.
Did you see the tweet from Canelo?
Which one of the 50 that he sent out yesterday?
Well, what was the deal? Did the Argentinian team after the game in the locker room do something that was disparaging to the Mexican? Oh, was it one dude? Was it the star of the team, right? It was like Messi. The guy. It's Messi, right?
Messi.
So what did Messi do?
So I'm trying to like really gather exactly what he did, but
is this the soccer portion of the show?
What I think
relax,
he did,
will you?
Yeah.
We haven't gotten to the soccer portion of the show yet, all right?
Yeah. So there's going to be two of them?
This is just a little adjunct to the conversation we were having about Alex and his boogers.
Thanks,
don't get me started on the soccer conversation because the ratings tell you that we should never talk about basketball compared to the way ratings are doing for soccer.
I mean, Browner, did you watch the USA versus England game?
Man, listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now. I almost declared to never watch again. I was going to post a video about how disappointed I was. And then somebody where I was at said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm going to make this video about how terrible this game was." That person turned to me in a full-on American outfit and went, "That was amazing. You just don't understand."
Yes.
And then I put my phone down.
I'm
I
so
don't
glad
get
that
it.
I'm glad that person
Yeah.
said that to you, because you know what? I saw a buddy.
You're
of
the
mine
guy
later-
that every soccer fan hates.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm him.
Yeah.
I'm him.
Well,
You
dude,
are that guy.
Dude, I was at a bar on Friday afternoon. That's when the game was, Friday, right? I was at a bar. First of all, I went to one bar. Browner, you know it, in Solana Beach, Pillbox. Couldn't get in.
Love it.
Okay.
Really?
Then went around the corner to Chiefs, slammed. Thankfully, I knew somebody who had a table for 6, but there were only 4 people there. So Rachel and I were able to belly up. Dude, the game ends 0-0. We're all disappointed because the USA clearly dominated the game and had a chance to score early when a ball hit off the crossbar. But a friend of mine later in the day, I said, "Hey, did you see the game?" He goes, "Yeah, pretty brutal, huh? 0-0. I'm like, "Brutal?" I'm like, "Dude, it was an unbelievable game. I mean, I was sitting on the edge of my seat. I was biting off my fingernails. What do you mean brutal?"
Bro, I don't get it. I was watching this game like, oh, you missed again. Like, they can't even get in there. I was just flabbergasted at the lack of scoring. And I think that's the American in me. I need points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Well,
you didn't
we're not
watch,
good.
You didn't watch Niners Saints then, did you?
I did not.
Okay.
You didn't watch,
15-3?
you didn't
Not a
watch
lot of
Air
points
Force
there.
versus San Diego State this past Saturday, did you?
Oh,
And by the
God,
way,
no.
I don't know which comedian. I have to look this up. I have to. Because this whole I need points thing in sports, besides basketball and sometimes baseball, football made up their own rules to like, oh, if you cross this line, you get 6. In soccer, if you cross the line, it's 1, like a normal sport. All of a sudden, so like when you're like, oh, look at the score, it's 21-14. No, it's 3-2.
And I
don't know what comedian, and I saw it on TikTok.
Wait, that's not your line?
That's not my line. And
oh, that's a great line. Well
it's
delivered.
Freaking amazing thought. I never thought about it, and I always bring it up when it comes to soccer. Dude, if it's 10-3, that means it's like 1 to 0.5. You know, like it's just it. So this like, oh, I need points.
Try.
Dude, football ain't got no scoring. They just gave you 6 points every time you score.
But a 0-0 tie
Terrible.
in a World Cup for somebody who doesn't love the game of soccer.
Brutal.
Okay. Now listen, let me make a distinction for you here. There's person who loves the game of soccer. That's me. I love soccer. I love the game. I don't follow the game. In other words, like Messi, Ronaldo, okay, those are big names. I'm watching the U.S. team. I'm learning who these guys are. I'm literally just learning who these dudes are. I don't follow deeply like so many other people do, but I love the game. So there's Browner who doesn't love the game and doesn't follow. And then there's a guy like me who loves the game and is just into it because it's the World Cup. And there's a guy like Alex who loves the game and follows it intently. And so there's 3 different categories today. Where do you guys fit in? I don't mean you two. I mean great friends that are listening. Are you with Browner, where you have no interest and don't think it's exciting and think it's boring and can't handle the fact that it's 0-0? Are you with Alex, who thought it was an unbelievable, exciting game? And that's where I am too. So
I didn't think U.S. England was incredibly exciting, but I mean, it wasn't boring. That's for sure.
To be amazing.
Nobody scored, bro. Nobody scored, bro.
Just because nobody scored doesn't mean that it wasn't a great game.
Okay, and this goes back to me being public enemy number 1 of soccer guy. Okay, put me on the poster. All right, born it dead or alive. I just don't understand how you can watch that and have it be 0-0. Nobody wins and walk away going, "That was great." I've never watched a football game where they tie.
Well, you know what?
Walked away and went, "That was great."
No, I walked away from the game going, that's a huge disappointment, because no one gave the U.S. a chance to beat England, and the U.S. dominated the game.
It was so much bigger than soccer. It was soccer versus football. It was favor with an O, with a U, and favor without the U.
What are you talking about?
It was chips versus fries, Browner. This was a cultural battle that we played for on Friday, okay?
Oh, no, dude.
This was about cultural relevancy.
No,
you think when England fans, the U.S. ripped their heart out on Friday without scoring a single goal.
How?
because they think that they're so much better, Browner. They expect to win 7-0. They don't think that the Americans belong on the same field with those guys. And our guys, all these young kids,
even though 6 of the guys do play on the same field with those guys in their league, they still look at the U.S. as this like arrogant stars and stripe cowboy, red, white, and blue bald eagle, and they don't really care about football.
Because every time it comes time for us to really do something, we whoop them. Period.
Well, who do we whoop?
England. We threw all their tea in the ocean. Not we, but you know what I mean. And then whenever there's a war,
who?
This country, not we.
Yeah, my people. We didn't throw no tea. We couldn't. We weren't allowed. But
you think Alex's people threw tea?
No, they didn't throw no. Your people.
Not my people. My people weren't throwing tea.
Well, the pure Caucasian white male in America, y'all people threw tea in the ocean, and that started all this. Ever since then, we've been against them. They kind of been against us, but we friends. But we the type of friends, we dated the same girl.
Well, let me tell you something. This next game tomorrow, we ain't friends. Against Iran.
Oh my God,
no.
Dude, that game has.
Can we beat them? Are they good?
I'm not making a joke about it, man. But I'm telling you, dude, like this is like become political.
Oh, dude, no doubt.
Beyond political.
Dude, the fact that the U.S. team on their social media, like, fuzzed out some of the Iranian flag. Like, so imagine this, Browner. You probably don't know the story. Say again?
They took the center out, if I understand correctly.
Yeah, right. So here's the American flag. Here's the Iranian flag. And they changed, the U.S. social media team changed the Iranian flag. They didn't just put it up in its purity. Imagine if Iran put up an American flag that had, the 13 colonies rather than the 50 states,
Right.
Like and so they accept that as disparaging. And the reason it's disparaging is because because it's a political statement. I must tell you,
I legit thought they put the wrong flag. I thought they put the Bulgarian flag up.
Dude, all the politics in the World Cup is annoying to me. Like the fact that this is a soccer tournament, but it's a war.
Shut up and kick the ball.
Like, dude, come on, guys. Like, why is everything about making a political statement? Like, you're in Qatar. You knew where you were going to play. So now you have to go there and make a political statement about their government. Listen, I'm not saying their government's doing the right things. We think we're doing the right things. And we do a lot of things that are right and a lot of things that probably people don't agree with. But the point is that the World Cup is all politics. Gosh, it's bizarre. Like I look at it as a sporting event. Other people, it's just it's pure politics.
You watch that Netflix documentary that just came out about the scandal with FIFA. They do. I said it last week. They do a really good job of explaining how the World Cup is always used in a political universe.
Yeah. What's the name of that documentary? Do you know?
No, I'll look it up.
All right.
Hey, look, just look up FIFA on Netflix. It'll pop up.
Yeah, I'll get to it. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll get to it tonight. I don't know.
FIFA Uncovered.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. So we're all back now. I mean, Alex has a cold, although he calls it boogers. Browner doesn't feel good, but assures us that he's tested for COVID. I'm not so positive. I have a little bit of doubt.
Who's positive?
I have a little doubt that you really tested.
Why?
Because that's the kind of thing I would say. I'd be like, "Oh, dude, I tested negative. I'm good."
So wait a minute. So you think that I would say that because you would say that?
Yeah.
That's fair, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember if that conversation happened.
Putting it on us.
I don't remember if this conversation happened off or on air. But do you remember when Scott was sick last year?
And he said he was not going to test because he didn't want to know.
Right.
Two completely different things. Yeah, I remember that. That's why.
That's what I remember too.
Yeah, because I have a friend of mine who's an emergency room doctor, and he said, "You're wasting your time testing." He goes, "Because if you test and then you're positive and then you stay home, and then he's like, it's just a big waste." He goes, "Everybody's going to get it again. I mean, that's just the way it goes."
Yeah, according to your mother and the Today Show.
Right.
And my friend who's a doctor who, that was his perspective. So look, this past weekend, just as we get back onto the air, for me, I can say this as a sports fan. Thursday with NFL football all day, even though like none of those games were that interesting to me, like that I needed to sit there and watch them, having it on all day was great. Friday, the U.S. England World Cup game, out of this world. And I just loved being in a bar and all the excitement and energy. Saturday, college football was one of the best college football Saturdays I've had in years of I got to see all the games I wanted to see. Michigan pound Ohio State, I loved. USC, which was just such a huge win over Notre Dame this past Saturday night.
Taylor Williams winning the Heisman, basically.
Probably, because he had a lot of highlight moments in that game.
Oh, yeah.
My Pitt Panthers destroying Miami, which I loved. The Air Force beating San Diego State and the Aztecs scoring all of 3 points. Oy vey. So Saturday, college football, and there were a lot of other games I didn't mention. Amazing. And then yesterday, NFL football all day long. What a weekend. I mean, the weather this weekend, by the way, could not have been more spectacular around San Diego. I mean, it was 70 degrees, perfect blue skies, no wind, no breeze. I mean, it was perfect summer-like conditions this past weekend. God, thank God we all live here.
Yeah, dude, I didn't see, and I'm not exaggerating. I was in Texas Tuesday morning to Friday night. I didn't see the sun once.
Oh, how'd that
Not
feel?
once. It
How'd
was
that feel?
raining or misty or straight up thunder lightning for 4 straight days. And I was in Austin and San Antonio. It was brutal.
But everybody's moving to Texas, though.
Oh, and then
No,
Thursday,
everybody
on
was moving
Thanksgiving,
to Texas.
Didn't that change?
at this. So Tuesday, Wednesday, freezing cold rain. Freezing. Thursday,
Oh, man.
Florida rain. It was like 80 degrees.
Oh,
Dude, all 4 of my kids were with my ex at her family in Boston. Oh, dude, I was by myself. The only responsibility I had was the dog, and he and I were BFFs all weekend long. I'm telling you right now, I'm Browner doesn't feel well. Alex has boogers, and I got to tell you guys, honestly, I feel mother effing great. So let's have a great show today. What do you think? Let's do it. Coming up, let's get started with the AFC West. What happened with the Raiders with a big win? The Broncos fighting it out on the sideline, and the Chargers with a ballsy move. We'll get to all of that. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. Just getting going. This is Kaplan and Crew. Hey, great friends. It is Monday afternoon. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man, and we're coming to you from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. To all of our radio listeners on 1090, to all of our television viewers on Channel 4 San Diego and part of the Cox Your View Network, to all of our audio podcast listeners, I just want to remind you guys, we violated the YouTube rules. We are not currently today broadcasting on our YouTube channel. However, we are still streaming on YouTube, but you have to come over to our clips page. So me and Alex are trying to figure out, can we turn a negative into a positive? The negative is we got suspended for something that was that we put on the show last week. We didn't think there was anything wrong with it. We violated some rule. We have sent appeals. We've kissed ass. Nobody will take our appeal. We're suspended until, I want to say, like Thursday of this week. So we are on YouTube on our clips page. So if you want to get involved in the YouTube chat, great. As far as turning a negative into a positive, we have a very small subscriber list on our YouTube's clips page. Now's an opportunity for us to gain more subscribers. So let's see if we can pull that off. The show is on YouTube. The live chat is on YouTube, but you got to go to the YouTube clips page for Kaplan and Crew because we're bad boys. Well, one of us is a bad boy.
yeah, the person who threw that guy over the bridge.
Yes, the video that we showed of the guy who threw the dude over the bridge. That guy's a bad guy.
Yeah, he should be in jail. I was just trying to help expose him. I don't know why YouTube thought it any other way.
Yep.
That's not why we got suspended.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Why we get suspended?
Well, it took me a lot of digging and a lot of I don't know, clicking.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where this came from. I don't think we ever played it on our show.
Okay.
But it was a very violent video of a stadium fight at Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I wouldn't play it here because there was a dude knocked out who's getting kicked in the face that was aired on one of our videos. Don't know where it came from. Doesn't say. I just saw the clip, the 90 seconds of the entire fight for whatever reason being showed.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I didn't air it. So there's only 2 other dudes that could have done it. No,
2 other
3.
dudes that air their show on our YouTube channel because we produced that show. Are you saying that the Browner and Lawhead show, which will be on radio today from 6 to 7 p.m. here on 1090, are you saying that the Browner Lawhead show showed the 90-second clip of the Kansas City fight and they...
I legit don't know.
Oh, I thought you were accusing Browner.
It could have been that show.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been the person that helps us put clips up.
Oh.
But then that means he just would have posted that video on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Which maybe, I don't know. It could be the charity stripe guys. I don't know.
Doubt it. Browner, are you going to grab the responsibility here, or are we going to have to do a full-blown internal, investigation here?
I wouldn't put it past me to have done that. I just wouldn't remember doing it.
Come on, you would remember.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have remembered playing that. We've seen, because the show melts together. We've done a ton of fights on this show, so I can't recall when one particular fight was played or the length of it. So it could have been me. You can say it was me. I won't argue against it because I don't know.
All right, I think what we got to do is
I don't know either, and I'm not accusing.
No, I think we got to just stop playing fight videos on the show.
Yeah, I think we're done with that.
Yeah.
I'm done with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've been done with that, but the problem is that we've aired so many. Finding them and making them private is going to be a rough.
Well, but I mean,
I did what I could.
Yeah, I think we got to hope that they don't find that. That's old stuff,
Yeah, but
people can always go back and watch it.
The video that what got us a strike was from September of 2021. So they do go back, and I mean, if people are watching the video still, it's not like they just get deleted because they're a year old.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, we're sorry. All right. We thought they were entertaining. Or in Browner's point, hey, we're exposing people who are real pieces of garbage.
Lock these folks up.
Yeah.
We're doing a public service to you, YouTube.
Yeah. So anyway, listen, we're on YouTube, but we're on the YouTube's clips page. Great opportunity for us to gain more subscribers there. All right. I said at the end of the last segment, we're going to jump into the AFC West, and I definitely want to do that right away. Do you guys want to start with the Raiders and their walk-off? You want to start with the Chargers and their gutsy call, or you want to start with the Broncos and a sideline confrontation, including their quarterback?
I really feel like we just didn't get into our weekends enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel like we really didn't get into our weekends enough because I feel like I talked about a lot what I did.
I didn't really hear you talk about a lot.
I feel like Alex talked a lot about what he did in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
You just basically said you watched the soccer game, bro. You hiding something from us?
No, dude. I was. I told you guys my kids were in Boston with my ex-wife.
Mm-hmm. That's not a story.
So I did not have to deal with any of my children, which was great. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wish they were all here, but they're all coming home for the Christmas holiday, so we'll have our good times.
Oh, dude, your bill for Christmas is about to be crazy, huh?
My bill for Christmas?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know.
Oof.
I know. I've already started shopping. In fact, I started shopping.
Did you go to Black Friday? Because I did.
No Black Friday. No Black Friday. I don't do Black Fridays.
Maybe that's how I got sick.
Maybe.
I went to Walmart and the first 4 people I saw were coughing.
Oh.
Hold on. Browner just asked if you did Black Friday because I did.
Mm-hmm.
The man who is offended by the term Black Friday participates in Black Friday and then asks other people if they participated in Black Friday?
Well, listen, when you're in France,
you just expose yourself.
No, I didn't expose
Black
myself.
Friday, please.
When you in France, you got to speak French. You don't go to another country speaking another language. I want people to understand when I say Black Friday. I didn't say, Friday sales, because you're like, well, what is that? I went out on an occasion that everyone is known as Black Friday. Am I against it? Yes. But you know how you expose something, sir? You go from the inside, not the outside.
So you are so offended by Black Friday that you went to the biggest offender of Black Friday in a Walmart.
Yeah.
That is where people get like beat up and fight over like, kitchen cloths.
Yeah. Trampled. Yeah.
Why were you there?
This year was a TV. What?
Why did you go to Walmart on Black Friday?
This television is on this last leg, and they had a 65-inch for $288.
No way.
Yeah, I didn't get there in time.
Yeah, you didn't get there at like 1 a.m.
I didn't get there in time, bro. That pallet was blank.
Dude, I don't do any like in-person shopping ever.
I love in-person shopping.
Well, I'm not opposed to it. It's just that I just don't do it. I grocery shop on occasion, and occasionally I'll go to like a Nike store up in the Carlsbad outlet malls. But otherwise, a Viore store, that's, I don't wear anything else. So I don't really shop for stuff.
I can't not shop at a grocery store. I can't order groceries online.
No, I love shopping in the grocery store. I'm all good with that.
Yeah.
But anyway, where were we? How did we get
your
sidetracked?
weekend, man? What was going on in your world, dog? Anything we
dog.
should know about?
No, not really. Why? Is there something you?
No, I just I was trying to see what was going on out there.
No, dog. I
You run into so many people.
Thursday at for Thanksgiving Day, I was a very good boyfriend. I went with Rachel and her 2 sons. We drove to Orange County to go visit her relatives. She had an aunt and uncle in from Canada. Her other aunt has been battling and doing a great job of fighting cancer, and her family, wonderful people. And I guess we could say these are Charger fans, just to be clear.
Woo!
These are Charger fans. And so, we tried to put our political, opinions off to the side and not have those discussions over Thanksgiving dinner. We didn't talk about the Chargers.
Wait. You said political discussion.
You know how people have arguments over politics and family events,
Yeah.
When you have conflict of a football team where one side really loves the team and the other side really hates the team.
Okay.
You just leave that off the side. So I did that Thursday. Then came back down to San Diego, went to a friend's house for like a late night Thanksgiving, which was really good also. God, I was so fat. So fat. Ugh. You have no idea. I ate so much on Thursday. And then on Friday, I just go right back into it, man. Just go right back into eating on Friday, like everything around. And then Saturday, Rachel has this thing every year. She calls it the Friendsgiving. And that's on Saturdays. And her friend Suzanne, you guys know Suzanne, she comes over and she does all this amazing cooking. She's an incredible chef. And so then we ate all day Saturday. I just watched college football all day Saturday, man. All day I was on the couch watching college football.
This is what I'm trying to get to. So you had a Friendsgiving, or your girlfriend had a Friendsgiving, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Who got invited to this?
Her friend Suzanne, her friend Sandra, her friends Allison Russell,
right?
Her friend Julie. That's kind of
you.
Me.
Who else?
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. You didn't invite nobody?
No, nobody.
Okay.
Dude. All I did was sit on the couch and watch college football, and she kept checking on me, like, "Are you okay? Like, do you mind that I'm hanging out with all my friends?" Like, dude, I'm having the best day of my life. I'm literally having the best day of my life. I'm watching this Ohio State Michigan game.
Great game.
Amazing game. And I got to say, like, Michigan destroying Ohio State in the end was it's pretty surprising to have done it in Columbus. I think that maybe some people looked at Michigan's record but never really believed in Michigan.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
They never have a good quarterback.
Yeah, so Michigan destroys Ohio State. For me, that opens the door now for USC to beat Notre Dame, and then for USC to advance to the Pac-12 championship game. Although it was a disappointment that Oregon wound up losing to Oregon State, because I feel like Oregon was needed for USC, but because of the way the day went, USC pounding on Notre Dame got USC into the 4 spot now in the college football playoff rankings. Alex, let's do that right here. We were going to do AFC West, but Browner took us off track, and this turned into college football. And
not bad.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. This is actually great timing. Georgia's number 1. Michigan moves up to 2. TCU's at 3. And TCU, I don't know if anybody watched this or not. I mean, they played Iowa State.
No thanks.
Iowa State's like a 4-6 team. It wasn't even competitive, and yet it's on like Big Fox. And USC beat up on Notre Dame. And Alex, you said it earlier in the show, Caleb Williams won the Heisman Trophy on Saturday night at the Coliseum. When you're playing in LA, in the Coliseum, on national TV, against Notre Dame, with a chance to position your team to make it to the playoff, and then you have the kind of game that Caleb Williams had, and you had the number of escapes he's made in the backfield, and then the completions that he makes after he's made these crazy escapes. The kid probably just positioned himself to be the Heisman Trophy winner, because now he's got those Heisman Trophy moments in a marquee game / venue / time slot / television platform, etc. I think you're right. I think he has positioned himself to win the Heisman Trophy.
Against Notre Dame, he looked like a guy who had done this before. Like, he looked so calm, even in the pocket when he was scrambling, and the way he was getting away from guys. It was like, I know I'm a twitch faster than you, and I know when to be a twitch faster than you. And it was unbelievable. Like, I think they say he had one play that was like 13 seconds before he threw the ball, like just scrambling. So I don't know if that can work against Georgia, but it worked last. It worked.
Honestly, I don't even think USC, like, first of all, they're way ahead of schedule.
Way ahead of schedule.
Even being 4th heading into the Pac-12 championship, like, you knew Lincoln was going to turn it around eventually, but to be there already is a
Well,
massive accomplishment
I
in and of
really
itself.
feel like I feel like the accomplishment is not only is he ahead of where you might have expected, but when you bring in so many guys from the transfer portal, key positions, and you
Mhm.
bring in, and that means you lose so many guys. And now you're going through a coaching transition and a roster transition. That is amazing coaching because more often than not, it takes time to build chemistry. And you don't really have that much time in college football.
No.
And
Yeah.
they've done it in 6 months.
Yeah, dude, and it's and now they get to avenge their only loss of the season, and they take on Utah in the Pac-12 championship. So that's going to look good if they're able to do that.
How did that
But
all
dude,
shake out, by the way? Does anybody know? Because if Oregon would have beaten Oregon State, they would have been in. I thought then Washington had the next chance to get in. Utah, did you guys follow that part of the story? Because I
no,
did
not
not.
really.
I didn't either.
I've been so enthralled with the USC season so far.
Mhm.
That's kind of where I've been focused on. And they were already in the Pac-12 championship. Them beating Notre Dame didn't affect that at all. But
Mhm.
it does affect your overall, obviously, trying to get to the college football playoff, which is a big deal. I think if USC, and obviously the college football playoff ranking hasn't been announced yet. It will be tomorrow night, I think. And there could be some funny business there because they need to guarantee themselves an SEC team being in there. And
Yeah.
Georgia playing LSU.
Yeah.
There's some funny business here, man. In the college football playoff, they need to guarantee that they will get a SEC team in there some way or another. If not one, then two.
But if
So
LSU were to beat Georgia,
how do they not put LSU in as well?
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, because if they're going to say, well, Georgia lost in their conference championship game, but they've been the number one team practically all season long, they have to be in.
Yeah.
Then you have to put in the team that beat them, and LSU would have had
But you
is it
don't-
2 or
but
3
they
losses.
just lost
LSU.
two. They third. So I
Yeah.
don't think they can. But then you have Alabama there.
Mhm, right.
And Alabama's a 2-loss. So I don't
Yeah.
know. And then Ohio State just fell right behind USC, but they're not going to play. I think there's a lot. Here's what I got to say for USC. Just win.
That's it.
'Cause
Yeah, that's it.
If you
That's
lose,
it.
I don't think you're in.
No. USC, let me tell you something right now. First of all, the best thing that happened to USC that I didn't see coming, because I thought they needed to play Oregon because Oregon has some national respect. The best thing that happened to USC is that they're going to play Utah. The fact that they get to avenge their only loss of the season, which, by the way, as I recall, was like a 1-point loss.
Yeah.
So
On a 2-point conversion at the end of a game,
Yeah,
Utah went for it.
So if USC beats Utah and USC is number 4 in the polls, before all this other stuff happens with conference championship games, USC, the name, the brand, the television market, etc.
Yes.
It's automatic.
Yes.
And Alex, I know what you're saying. There is some funny business in the world of college football, but even the world of college football, which is really SEC centric, even they understand that on a Saturday night against Notre Dame in the Coliseum on national television, Los
Mhm.
Angeles shines.
Mhm.
And they want that. Because
I guess all right, so LSU losing, I forgot that they lost this weekend. So that
Right.
kind of eliminates them. But would the college football playoff put in a 1-loss Ohio State, even though they got destroyed by Michigan and they're not in the
at
Big Ten
home,
championship? At home, and they're not in the Big Ten championship, so they're not playing this week. Let's say TCU loses to Kansas State this week. Kansas State is ranked 13th.
Out.
Do you think
if TCU loses, they're out.
Out. And here's my thing with
who do
TCU.
you put in?
I wouldn't be shocked if TCU got jumped. Like, who's 5 and who's 6? Can you put that up one more time? Because I was thinking about this as well.
Alabama.
Because I think Alabama could jump TCU.
Yeah.
Even if TCU wins.
Without playing.
I don't think so.
Alabama,
I don't think so. They can't
That's the
jump them
thing,
without
too.
playing. But if TCU were to lose, if TCU loses, it is conceivable, to your point about 2 SEC teams, it is conceivable that Alabama could jump right over TCU with 1 loss.
I just
1
think
loss
the
TCU
team-
versus 2 loss Alabama.
I just think I wouldn't be shocked if the committee found a way to get TCU out. I just wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be.
No, I'm with you.
But imagine TCU loses, everybody else wins.
Georgia would be 1.
Georgia wins,
Michigan
2,
okay,
USC 3,
right?
And wouldn't you love a Georgia Ohio State versus Michigan USC college football playoff?
Listen, that would break that's the bank right there. That's the bank.
Wait, you're saying that 4 would be Ohio State, who
Right.
got
I
beat
think
at
Ohio
home by
State would jump.
Michigan, versus Alabama jumping in.
Right.
with 2 losses.
Yeah, I think Alabama losing twice. I don't think that you could have them jump both TCU and Ohio State.
That's
And I know that Alabama only lost to Tennessee and LSU. So there's arguments there, and it's Alabama. But if you're TCU, your loss to Kansas State is worse than Ohio State's loss to Michigan.
Yeah.
So, and they're both going to, I don't know, man.
No,
It's
TCU.
super interesting.
And listen,
TCU
I got a lot of friends who are here in San Diego who send their kids to TCU, and they are TCU nuts. In fact, I was watching part of that TCU game the other day just to watch. Dude, that stadium looks amazing. The facilities look incredible. I mean, TCU looks amazing. But if you have a chance to have Georgia, Michigan, USC, Ohio State, and TCU does the college football playoff system a favor by losing to Kansas State, they're out.
Yeah.
They don't have the clout.
Yeah, I got to go look. You really got to go look at TCU's schedule, because when you're in the Big 12, you're going to play ranked teams because it's the Big 12. But now that I'm looking at it, like just going through it, Oklahoma 6-6, they were ranked. Kansas 6-6, they were ranked. Oklahoma State 7-5, they were ranked when they played. Kansas State they beat already. Texas was their other ranked victory, and Texas finished 8-4. So every team that they beat that was a ranked team is a Big 12 team.
Yeah,
and they all finished with bad records.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'll tell you, Browner, this is all your fault, Browner, because you said to me, tell me about your weekend. And I turned this into, I was having the greatest day of my life watching college football on Saturday, and it turned it into an entire college football discussion, which I was hoping to save for later, but I'm glad we got to it. We'll get to the AFC West stuff next. Before we do, hey, Alex, can you show everybody who's watching on TV, those who are watching on YouTube, listening on audio podcasts, and those who are listening on radio on 1090? But if you'll pull up the video here on the slide, right now, if you're looking for a great Christmas gift, everybody's got a Cyber Monday sale. Everybody's got long-term Black Friday sales. We have one too. If you go to our website, kaplanandcrew.com, and you click on our merch shop, everything today during this Cyber Monday is 15% off. Yeah. I'm wearing the Hey King t-shirt today. The Charger Haters Club, I saw people buying them this weekend on social media. They were showing us that they bought them. Go to our website, Kaplan and Crew, click on the merch shop. The Slay Queen t-shirts. I know there's a great friend in your life that needs a Slay Queen t-shirt. And hey, ladies, there's a man in your life that needs a Hey King t-shirt. There's all the Musgrove stuff from the season, the City Connect stuff from the baseball season, the Charger Hater Club stuff, which is perfect for now, and then the traditional Great Friends gear that everybody who's a supporter of the show needs. I'm rocking today the Hey King t-shirt. If you got kids that need something from you and they say, Hey King, this is the t-shirt for you. kaplanandcrew.com/whatever, because you just go to our merch shop. It's right there. Hey, listen, let's get to the AFC West. The Raiders with a walk-off, the Chargers with a very ballsy move, and the Broncos with a sideline blow-up. We'll get to all those stories. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios here on Kaplan and Crew. Hey, great friends. We welcome you back inside the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. Hey, you're looking for a great place to hang out during this holiday season because you got friends in town, family in town. You're looking to have a good time. 7 Mile Casino is only 7 minutes south of downtown San Diego, and it's an awesome place because you've got blackjack and poker and table games on one side, and then Sammy's Restaurant and Bar, which is Sammy's Wood Fire Pizza, on the other side. And it's only 7 minutes south of downtown San Diego, which is a great location. You don't have to schlep all the way out east. So great food and booze, awesome table games, opportunities to win. Awesome location. I mean, I'm telling you, this is the place for you. 7 Mile Casino, 7milecasino.com. Great friends. If you play table games and you're a supporter of the show, go to 7 Mile Casino and, hey, make sure you tell them, hey, I'm a great friend. I came down here because I listen to Kaplan and Crew. And if you have any problems with gambling, you call 1-800-GAMBLER, okay? All right, listen, fellas, as far as getting going here on a Monday, we've talked a little bit of World Cup with the USA tying England this past weekend and playing Iran tomorrow. I want to talk more about that. We've talked about college football, USC's big win over Notre Dame, combined with Michigan's win in Columbus over Ohio State, getting set for this weekend for all the championship games. And can USC make it to the playoff in year one of Lincoln Riley? We'll get to that.
Playoff?
We'll talk about playoffs. Playoffs? I know. USC just got to keep winning games. So
just one more.
That's right. Got to beat Utah. Is it Friday night, the game?
Yeah.
The Pac-12 title game in Vegas. I know you're thinking about going, right?
Thinking. Begging.
Oh.
Got to ask the wife.
Dude, you see that now, Browner? Hear that, Browner? Hear that? See the way things work?
I think it's funny when you say the city Las Vegas, ears perk up. Like it's something debaucherous or bachelor, or you know what I mean?
I don't know if
this game
debaucherous is a word like a derivative of debauchery.
He did that. He did
man,
that.
That was
right
solid.
There.
That was really good. Really,
that is a real word.
Word card right there.
Oh,
Word card.
Yeah. Grammarly says, "What's up?"
Word.
Yeah.
If this game was
Shout
in
out.
SoFi,
Mm-hmm.
if this game was in Levi's, she would have been like, "Yeah, go." But that it's in Vegas, she's like, "You want to go to Vegas?" And I was like, "It's not really that I want to go to Vegas. I want to go to the game. I just went to Vegas. I don't need to do Vegas again."
That's why they put the game in Vegas, though.
Like I would go if I go Friday morning, I'd hit up a buffet. I'd kick it.
Wait, why
and
can't
then I
you
make
go?
my way over to Allegiant.
Dude,
it's not that I can't go.
What's she got to get you going?
Hold on. I just want to say timeout. Dude, don't be going to no buffets in Vegas. And let me explain why. Browner, I'm going to explain it. Maybe I'll convince you.
Just said.
I'm going to convince you maybe that Alex does not belong in a buffet. I'm going to tell you why. You ready? How much do you think a buffet costs in Vegas right now, Alex?
$19.99.
Depends where you go.
Okay.
I would probably hit up a good one, maybe like the Caesars one. I've heard is very good. Probably expensive.
How much? $50, $70, $100?
Yeah, probably like 50.
Okay, $50. That's a waste of $50 for a guy like you.
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm going to explain it to you. Because now that you've been losing all this weight on the iThrive Lean program, you're talking about Friday in Vegas. You're going to take your weekly injection on Tuesday. You're going to eat like your first plate at a buffet, and you'll be like, "Ugh, I'm full. I don't even want to eat anymore. Why did I get the buffet? $50. I could have had eggs and bacon with toast for $10. But instead, I paid $50 for the buffet, and I can't eat another thing because I'm stuffed because of the iThrive Lean program that we've been doing. By the way, we've been killing this thing. We have so many listeners now that are losing weight. Tiny little injection once a week. First 2 months are only $2.99. Normally it's $4.99. So great friends get a huge discount. Browner, have I convinced you that Alex should not be buying the buffet because he's not going to eat $50 worth of a buffet?
You have convinced me, sir. That did not take long. I did not think about it from that angle. You're very correct. He is not going to eat all that food, nor does he need to. Now, what one can say is he goes at a high level buffet and gets the best of the best. Then maybe.
You see, to me, I'm the kind of guy, and I admit this, I'm the kind of guy that when I go to a buffet, I'm going to try and eat what it cost. So if you tell me,
you are deadly in there, then,
dude, if you tell me it's a $50 buffet, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get high AF.
Shout out Tori Holistics.
Shout out to Tori Holistics. Shout out to Ruthie. If I pay $50 for a buffet, I'm getting myself in the right frame of mind and stomach, and I'm eating all $50 worth.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead, Axe.
Let me ask you something.
Axe me.
You frequent nice establishments on the regular, okay?
I do.
The type of places that serve espresso martinis, okay?
Espresso.
So when you eat at a normal place, you're spending more than $50. I've eaten with you before. You spent more than $50. So why at the buffet would you then hurt yourself over $50?
No, what I'm saying is that if I were to go to a buffet, and buffets can be expensive at times. So if I were to go to a fancy place and go to a buffet and the buffet were $65 or $70, I'm like, yo, man, I got to eat everything. I got to eat $65.
How many plates?
Minimum 3.
Full or just one item on the plate?
No, full plates. Full plates.
See, I'm a one item on the plate guy at a buffet.
Okay. All right.
You put how many items?
Well, you probably then, how many plates do you use?
Probably 2 max for me.
Oh, really? With one item on a plate?
Yeah.
So what do you go with, a croissant and you come back, you sit down, you eat that croissant, you go back, you get a little cantaloupe? What's going on?
Nah, fam. If I ever go to a buffet, it's for one reason only. Them crab legs, baby. That's it.
Oh.
That's it. I don't mess around with no buffets unless it's crab legs involved.
All right, fam.
That's it.
All right, so Alex, what do you think you're going to do? I mean, are you going to do the buffet even though you're only going to have one plate and be stuffed because of the iThrive Lean program? Or are you going to go to the buffet and try and overeat? Or are you going to go to the buffet and be like satisfied that you ate good, but you didn't really get your money's worth?
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of threw buffet out as like an example of the activity I would be doing. I didn't
No.
really mean like I'm gonna go to a buffet. I just meant like that you guys just kind of went off on it. But
Right. That's what
I
we
mean,
did.
I know. So I mean, I was just saying like I would get a good lunch in me. That's kind of what I was saying, and then
Your
go to the
point
game.
was is that now that you're married, your wife heard Vegas, and instead of her thinking to herself, he's only going to a football game, a college football game at that. How
Yeah.
crazy could things get?
Mm.
But it's in Vegas. It's not at Levi's in Santa Clara. It's not at SoFi in LA, driving distance. You're coming home. It's in Vegas. You got to fly. Would you stay the night?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
got to
would
get a
stay the night.
hotel. You got to
To
get a
the Friday
buffet.
night,
Before you know it, she thinks, hey, we're married now. You can't be doing that bachelor party stuff anymore.
Right. That's that's not what I'm going for. I'm literally going for the game. I've never been to Allegiant Stadium, so that'd be nice. I saw it. It's beautiful, but I've never been inside.
That's
And
what she
then
said.
and I do go to like at least one USC game a year, and obviously I haven't since 2019 because COVID. And this year I just didn't make it, so that would be my one USC game of the
I
year.
also feel like you're working the wrong angle from this. I really feel like this is a situation where I would ring cousin Nancy and go, cousin, did you see last night's game? It's crazy. They're in the Pac-12 championship in Vegas, girl. That is insane.
Right. So
now it becomes a family trip.
Because isn't cousin Nancy, doesn't she have like a nice crib in Vegas?
More
Right,
importantly,
so, like-
she's a huge USC fan.
well, yeah, she's a USC alum.
Right.
Yeah, I don't need a hotel. I all I need is a flight and a
Needs
ticket
to get there and get back.
So, and I don't drive to Vegas, so there's no chance I'm driving. No thanks.
All right. Well, let's see what happens as the week goes
What's
on.
the
Let's see.
cost of that? What is it going to cost you to do that
Oh, dude.
in your house?
if-
No, not monetary value.
Oh,
What's it going to
yeah.
cost you in your house to get
Yeah.
this trip taken care of?
Nothing, dude.
That's not what it sounds like.
I've been
to me.
back. I've been back since Friday. She's not even back yet.
So you earned this trip.
Yeah,
Okay.
she stayed an extra 5 days, 4 days, whatever it was.
She don't watch
My
the
turn.
show. You good. She don't
My
watch.
turn. My turn.
all right. Gotcha.
Phone's gonna start
Hey,
ringing.
listen, I mentioned Alex's weight loss with this iThrive lean. How'd you do over Thanksgiving? I'm curious.
So here's a fun story. Tuesday is my injection day,
Okay.
and my flight was so damn early on Tuesday, I forgot to inject myself on Tuesday.
Mhm.
So I went, raw dog for a week.
Whoa.
I just injected yesterday for the. I was like almost a week late,
Mhm.
and it was really fascinating to see my habits basically stay the same, like without really thinking about it. My sisters came to drop off the dog Saturday night, and we ordered some ramen, and I didn't even finish. We ordered breakfast the next day. I took a couple bites, like it. So, I didn't lose any, but I didn't gain any. So that's good.
All right. Well, I guess this would be a fine moment in the show to just remind everybody that if during this holiday season, especially as you're going into the new year, you're going to start thinking about, hey, it's Christmas. It's a month of parties and fun and
Mhm.
drinking and eating. And I'm going to put on weight. And then New Year's is going to come and I'm going to lose all this weight because that's my New Year's resolution. You know what? Make your life really easy. iThrive MD. You can go to our website, kaplanandcrew.com. You can find their logo on our website and you click on it. It takes you directly to the iThrive Lean section. It gives you all the details of everything they want you to know. It's fully FDA approved. It's guaranteed weight loss. And you can call them at 858-240-1497, 858-240-1497. Slowing it down for the radio listeners out there, 858-240-1497, iThrive MD. Alex is down 20 pounds. I have a buddy of mine, Larry, and his wife, I won't say because then he'll just tell everybody who it is. They together, the two of them, are down like 40 pounds combined.
Nice.
I know.
Nice.
Oh, that's great.
I will say my injection yesterday, the level of injection that I'm taking has increased significantly. So
Yeah.
I think now that my body has reacted to it and there wasn't any crazy side effects, I think now we're upping the dosage. That's the word, the dosage. And I did have to push down that needle a little longer because there's more in there.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's all right. It's all right.
So I could
Hey,
be,
listen, I take those.
I could be down like 40 pounds next week. Who knows?
Oh,
Right.
whoa.
I take those injections of testosterone, and you got to put them in your hip. And dude, it's hard to push that, but I do it on my own. I don't mind. Doesn't bother me at all.
I can't do that. Somebody got to stick me.
No, that's why they can do it there too. 858-240-1497. Our friends and our partners at iThrive, been a great year with the two of us, and it's really coming to a very strong conclusion because of this iThrive Lean program, and we are sending more business right now. I'm just so happy that we got this thing going. So, all right, listen, let me go into some NFL football from the weekend. We talked a lot of college football so far, and it was definitely my focus, more so than the NFL. But yesterday, I'll start with the Chargers because I wanted to talk about the AFC West. I really wasn't watching intently the Chargers and the Cardinals, and the Cardinals aren't any good. I'm not trying to start off by taking away from the Chargers because the Chargers win was a good win. If you find yourself down by one, conventional wisdom says play for the tie, go to overtime, and see what happens. But a couple weeks ago, I know I criticized Brandon Staley because Brandon Staley's a guy who was a go for it on fourth down guy. And then he finds himself settling for like 22-yard field goals. If you're a go for it on fourth down guy, that means when you're on the road in a division game, you got to go for the touchdown. You can't settle for a field goal 22 yards away with 15 seconds to go in the half. That's when you do go for it. But I think Brandon Staley is so young and he hears everybody around him talking and he's inexpensive and impressionable because that's what the Chargers hire, that somebody likely said to him, hey, dude, this whole go for it on fourth down thing is stupid. Okay. There's a way to play the game. And maybe there's a time where you have to go for it on fourth down, but more often than not, you should punt the ball and play to live another day. But when you are down by a point and you have a chance to go for the win, I give Brandon Staley all the credit. That takes guts, you know, and when you thought he was anti-conventional wisdom, and then he seemed to have become conventional wisdom, for him to then go back to anti-conventional, I give the guy credit. Alex, can you show us what happened here yesterday in this Charger game? Let's take a look here. Browner, you must have been loving this.
Winning, baby. One of my one Justin's out, so my white Justin stepping up did real good for me.
Yeah. Black Justin didn't play yesterday.
Yeah, man. Black Justin didn't play yesterday. It was rough for me.
You go back to that highlight that we just showed for everybody that's watching on the YouTube clips page or watching on television on Cox Your View and listening on radio and audio podcasts. You're not hearing this, but there's 15 seconds to go in the game. The Chargers are down by one. They could kick the extra point and get into overtime, or what the hell, man? Let's just go for it. Let's get this win. Let's get out of here. So I give the Chargers credit because their playoff hopes are alive. Now their schedule's tough going forward. They got to play teams like Miami and Tennessee. And these are all winning teams. But I don't know, Browner. That was a gutsy call yesterday to go for it and get that win.
I thought this is the guy who they hired. To be perfectly honest with you, this is the guy from last year that they've been looking for this year who decided not to show up until at least he showed up at the right time. Because what he said in the post game was they had ran their play, they had worked on their play, and they had got a good matchup, and so they executed it, and it went over well. But this is what everybody who puts a Charger helmet on was expecting all season long, and he's been selling them short. So maybe now this will unleash the go for it mentality again, and we'll start to see that fire come back.
I don't know, Alex. I'm seeing a smirk on your face. I'm kind of seeing a little
because don't listen.
That Padiva sort of.
I don't want to hear nobody talk about because normally they charger it up. Oh, they do this. Oh, they do that. They won the game because I tweeted a picture of none other than Herbolt himself, and somebody of the three of us, not me, said, "Oh, it was the Cardinals." Like, does it matter?
Well, it does kind of.
It wasn't me. I didn't even reply to that text. I didn't reply to that text. Yeah.
I said something? What did I say?
You're like, yeah, real impressive win against a great team.
Yeah, they're 4-8, the Cardinals. They were 4-7 going into this game. They're terrible.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Also, like, I want to – this is going to sound hater, but I really don't care anymore.
You know it.
What are we giving him credit for?
Winning.
No, we're giving him credit for having the guts to go for it. That's all.
Is
and
it
by the
gutsy?
Way, if he would have gone for it yesterday and not gotten it, I probably would have said the same thing. Like, no, I said, hey, it takes a lot of guts to go for it, but you're playing against a team that's 4-7, so why not play to live another day?
Yeah, a team who was running all over you and then decided to stop running the ball. Like, Cliff Kingsbury needs to be fired today. He's an awful coach. There is literally that offense that he's supposed to be good at. Like, what is their offense? When we've said this, how many times have we talked to Eric Williams about this? How many times have I said, before the Chargers even showed up in Arizona, how many times have I said, throw the playbook away, because they look awful. The only time they look good is when Kyler does the Kyler thing. And yesterday, it was an example of that. They were running all over them, and they just stopped running the ball. And when it matters the most, they go 3 and out. And the Chargers have like the 30th ranked defense. They're not a good defense. They're not even that good of a team. So I don't think that it's gutsy when everybody in the world was like, go for 2. I text my buddies. I was like, when you guys score, because you only have to go 30 yards because the Cardinals can't even cover a punt return. When you score, you have to go for 2. And my buddies were like, oh, I don't know if we're going to score, like let's not. And then I was like, go for 2. They will score and you have to go for 2. Because when Cleveland didn't do it, yeah, it worked out for them in overtime, but they should have gone for 2. You know who else went for 2? The Jaguars, and they won. It's not even a question anymore in 2022. That's not a question at that moment in any game, a winning team, a losing team. If you kick the ball, that is the wrong call. I'm not giving the guy credit for making the most basic call of all time. It just happened to work.
I like it. You're convincing me that maybe it wasn't so gutsy. Maybe it's the thing you're supposed to do nowadays.
No, because Kevin Stefanski, and look at Lawhead's tweets, Kevin Stefanski was getting pooped on because he went for a kick to go to overtime instead of going for 2. When you're a lousy team, you got nothing to lose. The Chargers are still in 8th place. Like, they had to win that game. There was no guts about it. And everybody was like, oh, Brandon Staley's balls it is. Dude, please. That was the most basic call of all time. It worked for them.
God, I love this. You say you're going to sound like a hater. You sound awesome. You don't sound like a hater to me. Like, I was like watching the game, like out of the corner of my eye at a bar. I was like, all right, so they went for 2, but gosh, it's the Cardinals. I mean, this is not that great of a win, And then Browner's out there, I guess, bragging about his boy Herbold and his white Justin.
There's this also
I'm
thing
on Alex's side. That sucks, man.
There's this thing
that wasn't a gutsy call at all. I wasn't gutsy.
On social media, there's like this rush to try and crown Herbert every time the Chargers win a game. And it's like, for what? For dumping the ball off to Austin Eckler 5 times in the final drive?
Wow.
Austin Eckler is the MVP of that game yesterday in that final drive. All he did was dump it off to Eckler. Oh, he's amazing now. Okay. He threw a pick in the 4th quarter. The Cardinals can't catch that either. So,
wow, Browner, you got anything to say to this? I mean, this doesn't sound like a guy who was watching the red zone, Browner.
Let me tell y'all something about what Alex is exhibiting right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He is me in soccer. He's me. He's just hating. He don't get it. He don't understand. That's what winning looks like, bruh. All this hate about, they charge it up. They always lose it at the last second. They'll find a way to throw it away. And what I've been telling y'all this whole time, her boat is a 1, bruh. That throwing it away, that's gone. That's over. The man drove them down. They won the game. Stop trying to take a dub away. They did their thing. They won the game. I don't understand this level of hate. I don't understand why it's coming from y'all. I don't get it.
Really?
Just accept that he won. Accept that he's great. Crown the man, okay? Give him credit for driving down and winning a game, avoiding overtime. I don't know why y'all can't do that. Gunslinger coach back. We going for it regardless what. He back. Herbert never left. Keenan Allen, he back. Mike Williams, he gonna be back at some point.
I gotta go back and do my research because we're talking about charging.
Bosa, he gonna be back.
I think 3 or 4 of their wins, the other team just charged harder.
like the
Browns,
yeah.
The Falcons fumbling a fumble,
right?
The Broncos muffing a punt, like the Cardinals being the Cardinals yesterday. Like, there's just so many. It's amazing. Like, honestly, the Chargers could have like 2 wins right now.
The Jets have a better record than the Chargers yesterday against the Bears. The Jets fumbled They fumbled a field goal. The Bears picked it up, ran 10 yards, fumbled it, and then the Jets picked it up. Like, it's terrible football out there, bro.
Man, it's exciting. I love seeing the Jets beat up on the Bears yesterday. I loved it. And I knew that your quarterback couldn't stay healthy. That's why I was going to win that Tua bet all day long. Stick around. Lots more NFL stuff from this past weekend to get to, including how the Raiders walked off. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios on Kaplan and Crew. All right, great friends. It's Monday afternoon. This is Kaplan and Crew from the 7 Mile Casino Studios. 7milecasino.com, along with Grande and the Brown Man. If you're just getting with us on radio, we've been talking about the U.S.'s tie against England in the World Cup from this past weekend. and the game tomorrow against Iran. We'll talk about that more in a second. We were talking about USC, their win over Notre Dame, with Michigan's destruction of Ohio State and Columbus, how the polls shake out, and what USC can do to possibly make it to the college football playoff. We were talking about that quite a bit earlier today. We were talking about the Chargers, and did Brandon Staley make a gutsy call by going for 2 and winning the game against Arizona? Or is that what you're supposed to do now? Because when you're really a middle-of-the-road team and you are in the final seconds of a game and you've just scored, do you kick a PAT and go to overtime and take your chances, or do you live or die right now with the 2-point conversion? So if you're just getting with us, that's a small recap of where we've been. Not to mention, we've talked a lot about Thanksgiving. Alex has a cold. Browner doesn't feel so hot. I know I've heard from a lot of people, guys, that they now have COVID post Thanksgiving. And I don't mean that they got it on Thursday and today's Monday and it's already matriculated and they've already got a positive test. I've just been hearing from a lot of people lately that they got it all of a sudden. I'm still trying to battle this. Keep it away from me. Keep it away. And I'm living the life. I mean, I'm back to living.
And if they didn't keep it away from you, you wouldn't know you had it.
Well, I'm not testing.
Right.
That's right.
On advice from a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Respect.
That's right. That's right.
Live your life, King.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about a lot of other football stuff. And I do want to get into this USA-Iran game, which is going to happen tomorrow afternoon. Because to me, that game is so much bigger than just a soccer game. So I want to get to all of that on the way here in a matter of moments. So we talked about the Chargers winning. Did you guys see the Raider game yesterday?
Way too much of it.
You did, huh?
Way too much of it. For
Now,
whatever reason, Red Zone was just airing that game a lot.
Well, there just weren't that many games on, in the late window. You had the Rams Chiefs, which I know I was not really interested in because the Rams don't have anybody left. The Saints and the 49ers. Saints aren't good, and that was an ugly kind of a game, 13-0. Raiders were playing the Seahawks, which was an exciting game, and the Chargers were playing the Cardinals. I mean, there were 4 games going,
Yeah, I guess it was the best game, but yeah, the Raiders. I mean, the Seahawks, they are who we thought they were. I love Gino's line. We were the hunters, now we're the hunted. Like, we're not surprising anybody anymore.
No, Gino.
Hold on. Discuss amongst yourselves.
So that's an interesting turn of events. No, dude, I think the teams that you were never buying, now they're showing why you were never buying them. People were never buying the Jets. People were never buying the Seahawks. There's still a bunch of people who aren't buying the Philadelphia. There are people who aren't buying
Who's not
Minnesota.
buying Philadelphia?
Oh, no. Look around. Look
Who's
around.
not buying Philadelphia?
The only team that people are full steam ahead for is Kansas City. That's it. And maybe the 49ers now, because they keep finding ways to win.
49ers are definitely they're in the discussion, but after what I saw Philadelphia do last night, I mean, I think for most people who haven't seen Philly play that much this year, they're 10-1, and when you see them play, you're like, okay, I kind of see what's going on here. What are you saying, Browner? That people aren't buying Philly?
Yeah. I think the only team that people are 100% sold on is Kansas City, and they've got a loss on their belt to Saturday before it was Saturday. So
Saturday, what did that mean?
Jeff Saturday, the Colts.
Oh, okay. They lost to the Colts before Jeff Saturday. Got it.
Right. So
I was a little confused there. Sorry.
My bad. I'm glad we straightened that out real quick. So I just think that when I look around the NFL, I'm seeing everybody beat everybody, with the exception of, obviously, Philadelphia's had a good run. But I'm watching them, and there's nothing about them that make me go, ooh. Because the Raiders ran the ball like hell yesterday. Unbelievable. Josh Jacobs was on fire. So did the Eagles. But you know who's been running the ball well all year? Chicago Bears. How many wins they got?
Please stop.
What you mean?
I mean, like, why are you bringing the Bears into the conversation? The
Bears lead the league in rushing.
Yeah, but they're not like
also
a
last
quality team that. Yeah, we're not. Nobody's talking about the Bears.
That's my point. But that's my point. The way that the Eagles dominated that game, I don't believe you're going to be able to beat really good teams like that. I don't think they can beat Philadelphia I'm not Philadelphia. I'm sorry. I don't think they can beat San Francisco like that.
I don't know, man. I mean, Jalen Hurts, 157 yards rushing. And then Miles Sanders, 143. Between the two guys, 300 yards of rushing.
How much did Hurts pass for?
He passed for 153 yards.
Oh,
And
Browner.
2 touchdowns. 2
Browner.
touchdowns with no interceptions.
He's the righty Steve Young.
Oh, listen, I like Jalen Hurts. What are we doing?
I mean,
Don't try
that's a
to-
Justin
don't
Fields
try to-
stat line right there. You want to bring the Bears into this?
Bruh,
100. He had more rushing yards and passing yards.
Bruh, I'm not even going to talk
Except
about the
his
offensive
team
line
won?
for the Eagles. I'm not going to talk about the wide receivers for the Eagles. Don't do that. You saw what the Bears look like. Well, you didn't see what the Bears look like this weekend without Justin Fields. So
Yeah, I didn't see any of. I really saw very little of the Bears and the Jets, other than to see that I love what the Jets did. How they didn't start Zach Wilson,
I guess the worst defense in the NFL.
and they start this kid Mike White, who's like a preseason hero for the Jets. 22 of 28, this kid, 315 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, was only sacked 1 time. And the Jets with Mike White. Does anybody know who Mike White is?
No.
I don't either.
Quarterback of the Jets.
Yeah, he was a 5th-round draft choice in 2018 out of Western Kentucky, which means he was probably the quarterback at Western Kentucky before the guy who's now with New England, Zappy.
That's
Just
a lot of Western Kentucky trivia right there.
of Western Kentucky.
A lot of Western Kentucky. Hey, Western Kentucky, the home of great quarterbacks.
Listen, I for one am glad that Robert
Two.
Saleh made his point. You know that he scapegoated Zach Wilson for that, for whatever he said in that post.
Whatever reason.
I understand what you did, Robert. It worked out for you. You were playing one of the worst teams in football. Put Zach Wilson in this week.
Against who?
It doesn't matter who.
Whoever
Even though
they're
it's the Vikings. All I'm saying is,
You hear this guy? This guy? You see, I knew because I'm looking at it.
yeah.
Yep.
I knew.
It's the
I just wanted him to
Vikings.
say it.
Well, here's the thing though, too.
Why do you want to see Zach Wilson?
What are you going to do with Mike White?
Mike White has
You said 2018.
listen, dude.
Yes.
Mike
5 years.
Mike White has just about as much future as Zach Wilson does at this point.
But I don't feel like you know that yet.
So if I'm the
Well, why not play him and find out?
if
I
I'm
mean-
the Jets, I'm playing Mike White. I'm not playing Zach Wilson.
He's a quarterback of a winning team.
Mike White is, yeah.
Dude, how
Zach
about this?
Wilson.
How about this? The Jets are a winning team, and they've had 3 quarterbacks.
There you go.
Joe Flacco, Zach Wilson, and Mike White.
Who is the better of the 3?
And if you're the coach and you're like, look, dude, we got to make the playoffs. Like we have a defense and we think we can make the playoffs. If you think Mike White gives you the best chance,
Play
freaking
Mike
go
White,
for it
bro.
with Mike White.
Look at this guy over here.
Yeah,
He
I think
wants
it's
to-
exciting. I like stories like
He
these.
wants to see Zach Wilson against the Vikings.
All I'm saying is you invested heavily into Zach Wilson. You used a really high draft pick, and you need to see what you got there. I think you made the
Yeah.
point. I think and honestly, it's the Vikings. He probably had the game of his life. The Vikings do not have a good defense. It made Mac Jones look good again on Thursday. So, I mean, it's doable. What more you want?
Wait till Zach White get a hold of him.
Not
Who's
Zach
Zach
White, Mike White.
Him too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike White.
They're gonna
Yeah.
play
Oh,
them
it's going to
both.
be great. Get to
They're gonna
clinch,
play 'em both,
get to
Zach
clinch the
White.
division on like the earliest ever since the Super Bowl
Man.
era started.
All right, win a playoff game, Kurt. I hope they schedule that game for Kurt at noon.
Hey, last I checked, Thursday night was a primetime game,
Any Thanksgiving game is a primetime game. Get out of here.
and Kirk won. So
Uh-huh.
curse broken
All right.
against the best coach in the NFL.
Who the Bears also beat.
Guys, my dog is in the studio here at my house.
You getting
And
loose?
I'll tell you right now, I've become best friends with this dog in the last week. Like we've always been tight, me and him. Like we sleep together. Like, and when we sleep together, like we're back to back. We literally touch each other through the night. He has to like get into the bed and he has to crawl underneath the blanket, and then he's got to sleep right next to me. And we got to be touching. Like he's like that when it comes to sleeping. But I'm telling you, man, over the last week, all my kids were out of town, and he was the only thing I had to like take care of. Dude, everywhere I went, this dog came with me, right by my side. Alex Mann's best friend, right there, buddy.
Right there.
Yep, took him to my girlfriend's house and everything. Even on Friendsgiving, there were 10 people around. He didn't bite anybody. Now he did go
Roll
after a couple of
lies.
Browner. He went after a couple pairs of shoelaces, but everybody was feeding this dog all day long. You want more ham? You want more turkey? I mean, this dog was just in heaven.
What makes him bite people?
I don't know. It's just his crappy personality, man.
Because it's not like from what I've seen, it's not like something that the person does. It's just he makes up his mind whether he wants to
Yeah.
bite somebody or not.
Yeah, and he bites everybody. Well, he tries to bite everybody.
Yeah.
People kick him. Anyway, he just distracted me.
Kick 'em.
Anyway, so listen, we were going to talk about the Raiders, though. Somehow we got off into a conversation about other NFL games and other NFL stories. I was trying to get it back to the Raiders.
I was
'Cause there was
saying how the Seahawks are who we thought they were, and how Browner went into teams people don't believe in, and he put the Eagles in there. And I was like, I think people believe in the Eagles, and he's went off on the Eagles
And
rant.
it turned into this. All right, well,
Yeah.
hold on. We'll get to the Raiders in one second. I also want to get to the Rams. So I'm trying to get to both of those teams here in a second. Browner, before we do, I got to ask you. You were home for Thanksgiving. Alex said he went out of town to Texas. Did you ride your Ride One Up e-bike, Browner?
I went on a very short ride, 20 minutes. It was such a nice day. I wanted to feel the air, dude. Something about getting on that bike, man. It's just awesome for me. I'm literally thinking about getting a motorcycle. That's how awesome this bike has been.
I love e-biking. It is like one of my favorite things to do. What blows my mind is where I live in Cardiff, there's a lot of, and Solana Beach, these areas, there's a lot of kids on e-bikes, and those kids have surfboards on the sides of their e-bikes. And I'm like, damn, these kids have no idea the life they're living. They got these high-powered e-bikes. They got their surfboards. They're in their wetsuits, and they're 13 years old. They're riding from their house with their buddies to the beach. Dude, these kids are living the life. But I'll just say this. E-biking is fun. It's a great form of exercise. Like Browner said, it's just great to get out and enjoy that crispy, fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to be safe on an e-bike. So this is why we work with Ride One Up, because this is a great local brand. The guy who's the CEO, you met him last week. He's been on the show a bunch of times. His name's Daniel Urbino. He's been a longtime great friend. And so during the holiday season, if you're thinking about buying a bike for your kid, if you're thinking about you and your wife, you and your girlfriend, whatever the case may be, right now there's a Black Friday sale going on where it's $400 off certain e-bikes. It's 10% off batteries, and you can get an additional $50 off when you use our promo code Great Friends. So here's the website to use. ride1up.co/great friends. ride1up.co/great friends. Alex, which is the bike that you have? Oh, there it is right there, the limited, because Alex is showing us the website right now. Listen to this. The bike is right now in stock. And Alex, have they already taken off the $400 on that price?
Yeah.
You're getting this bike right now for $14.95. It would normally be $18.95. You can get it for $14.45 if you take the additional $50 off. So a $2,000 e-bike, you're getting it for around $1,400 before tax. Dude, great bikes, so much fun, nice form of exercise, really good for transportation. If you don't want to schlep around in your car and you just lock up your bike, the promo code is Great Friends. Ride1up.co/Great Friends. When are you getting back on yours, Grande?
Soon. Mondays and Tuesdays are my busiest day of the week.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping like Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah.
Get out for a nice one, huh?
Yeah. Once the boogers go away.
Yeah. I got you. I'm feeling you.
Maybe it's the best time to get on there, man. Let them boogers
Just like
get in the wind.
whip them around to everybody.
Yeah. Couple snot rockets while you ride.
Yeah.
Brown, isn't it great? I'm with you, man. Even just to get out for a 20-minute ride, just the air, man, the way it feels, the speed of the bike,
It makes your day better, man. Just being out and feeling the air, enjoying the warmth on your skin, getting a nice clean ride, man. It makes my day. It gives me a little something extra. I'm gonna need it today.
Yeah, I love it. All right, let me go back to some football stuff from this past weekend. The Raiders are interesting now, aren't they?
Raiders.
Like a few weeks ago when the Raiders lost to the Colts, when Jeff Saturday made his debut, somebody
said they were dead in the water.
Yeah, and we were all ridiculing the Raiders, just that, Josh McDaniels is no good. Derek Carr is no good. Derek Carr is part of their problem. I mean, listen, I acknowledge guilty. I said all this stuff. Look at Browner. Browner, what are you pointing at? You pointing at Alex?
The person who said they were dead in the water. It took me a while to get to the point.
They're 4-7.
Hey, man.
Where are they going, dude?
Hey, man.
They beat the Broncos and the Seahawks.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. What?
Barely. Overtime. Both. Barely.
Hey, man. One of them was the first place team.
All right. Next week. Let's see. Keep that energy up for next week. Keep that energy up. Don't call them dead next week.
Chiefs?
Chargers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's always a good game. It's always a good game.
Raiders, Chargers next week in Vegas.
Josh Jacobs might get 400 yards next week.
He might.
The Raiders are not dead. What are they going to do? Make a playoff run? That means they're not dead. To you, in my world, not dead means they're still in the playoff. You think the Raiders are going to make the playoffs?
I'm finna hit these. I'm finna hit these standards. I'm finna paint the picture for you.
All right.
Go for it. That means they have to jump the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget, and the Jets,
So
and the Patriots.
First and foremost, there are two teams that you could jump in this list because they will choke. The current version of the Patriots will choke, and the Jets have shown you they don't even have a quarterback because they got too many quarterbacks. They will choke. So of those two teams, you might in the season, both of them might be out.
Okay.
We're
So
talking
they're
about the
4
difference
and
of 3
7.
games.
Okay. So what is their record right now? Let me
4
make
and
this
7.
point real fast.
Who?
What is the teams ahead of their record? 6
So
and 5.
The Jets are 7-4. New England is 6 and 5.
Okay. So get me 3 more wins in the remaining schedule of the Raiders. Chargers.
Hold on, I'm looking at it right now.
I'll
Rams.
tell you right now.
Rams 1.
Okay. Patriots.
Patriots would be the big one. That's 2.
Steelers
3.
Niners.
I don't think they'll beat the 49ers. I don't think they'll beat the Chiefs.
So you're telling me
correction. I think they will beat the Chiefs because the Chiefs will have everything sewed up.
Okay. So that means they'll be what? 8 and 10? 9, whatever.
8 and 9.
Okay,
They're not making the playoffs at 8 and 9.
So you're telling me at 8 and 9 they'll make the playoffs because the Jets and the Patriots will not win 2 more games each.
Let me look at the.
That's the math.
Let me get to New England. I gotta look at New England. Hold on.
The bottom line is this.
They're dead.
Right now,
they
the Raiders.
New England. Bills, Cardinals, Bengals, Dolphins, Bills. No, they will not, sir. Thank you very much.
No, they got a tough schedule, New England.
Thank you very much. No, they will not.
So are you making a call today? Are you making a call that the Raiders make the playoffs today? Is that what you're saying?
Raiders.
Alex, can you show us the walk-off? I mean, Josh Jacobs was amazing yesterday. It was 33 carries for 200 and how many yards was it total? 229 yards. 33 carries, 229 yards. Alex, show us the Josh Jacobs walk-off yesterday.
Down to 5 on the play clock. Gets the snap. Hands off to Jacobs. Stutters to the right. Bursts through the whole 20. 25-30. He's off to the races. Here in Seattle, nobody's going to catch him. 25-20. 10. Ball game. Bye-bye, Josh. 86 yards in overtime to walk it off for a second straight week.
That's pretty cool.
There are a few things in sport.
I thought that the Raiders were right behind the Chargers. They're behind the Jaguars and the Colts, too.
So you scared of the Colts?
And the Browns, who now have Deshaun Watson.
You scared of
the
the
same
record. Jags now?
I'm not scared of the Raiders.
All right.
Haven't been.
But the Raiders aren't making the playoffs.
No.
It's going to take like a football miracle.
Right.
I've seen it. Listen, I've seen it before.
Right. We saw it last year.
Hey, dude, there was a year, this is years ago. Chargers were 4-8 in San Diego. They were 4-8. They had 4 games to go. There was no chance they were making the playoffs. They did. They won all 4 games. They made the playoffs. And as I recall, they may have even won a playoff game that year. It may have been the same year they beat Peyton Manning and the Colts.
So how different is this? How different is this?
Well,
they have the offensive weapons.
Did they score a lot of points yesterday? Yes. But did they give up a ton of points too? Yes.
But
did they look good against the Broncos? No. They played the Broncos. And they lost to the Colts. Like they haven't even looked good.
Can they score?
Sometimes.
Yes.
Not every week.
They scored against a very good team in Seattle who has good defense. Seattle's offense is rough. Thanks, Gino. But I like it. I
think the Browns, they have the same record as the Browns, right? They will.
Browns should get better.
The Browns will have a better record than the Raiders.
Let me help everybody. Before we get started on this whole Deshaun Watson and the Browns should do X, Y, Z. I don't expect for Deshaun Watson to win a single game as a starting quarterback this year for the Cleveland Browns. He hadn't played an entire year.
Oh, longer.
He hasn't played an entire football calendar year.
He's got a nice little warm-up against the Texans.
It does.
Dude,
if the Texans beat the Browns, I will not be shocked.
Oh, I'll be shocked.
Come on now, dude.
Listen, how much better will the Browns be? I mean, they're not great, but Jacoby Brissett's been fine. Now, there's been some games where he's made some big mistakes. That Charger game, he made a huge mistake. He threw an interception right at the goal line. But seriously, like I wonder when Deshaun Watson gets back to being Deshaun Watson. I don't know how long that's going to be. Maybe.
I think that the Jaguars have a better chance than the Raiders. I mean, they're the same team. You never know what you're getting every week. Like, they just beat the Ravens. That's a solid-ass win for the Jaguars. Jaguars beat the Raiders 2 weeks ago. So I don't know how you can come up here and tell me that the Raiders have this magnificent chance of jumping 4 teams to make the playoffs that the Jaguars don't.
I
They're the
just
same
see it.
team.
I just see it.
All right, look, we were talking about the Raiders. Okay, great. I haven't had a chance to talk about the Rams yet, and there's really not a lot to talk about. I mean, the Rams are just done. Their season is over. Alex, you asked a great question last week. Is Sean McVay the right coach to shepherd them from Super Bowl champion to complete rebuild? Does he have the patience for it? Does he have the background for it? And the Rams, there's just not much to talk about. But when the head coach gets blasted by one of his own players, it was pretty damn funny. And there's nobody talking about what the Rams are doing on the field. It's all about what happened on the sideline. We'll get to it next. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios here on Kaplan and Crew. All right, great friends. It is a Monday afternoon. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man. And we come to you from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. Reminder for everybody who's listening on radio that our YouTube channel has been suspended. We're bad boys. We didn't mean to be, but we violated some YouTube rules. So the show is still streaming on YouTube, but it's on the Kaplan and Crew clips page. So if you get our emails, if you follow our tweets, if you look at our Instagram, we're pretty much trying to tell you everywhere that we are, on radio, on television, every place we are, we're trying to tell you that our YouTube channel got suspended because we put a fight video in there. And I guess that violated some rule that they've had that we didn't know about. And so we'll take our medicine, but we are on YouTube streaming, and you can get involved in the live YouTube chat, but it's on our clips page. And while you're there, I want you to subscribe to our clips page because we got like 7,000. We're pushing 7,000 on the regular channel. We only have a small amount here on the clips page, but every time we release clips, you get a push notification on your phone. You're like, oh, this is cool. This is 3 minutes. This is what the guys were talking about today. So subscribe to the clips page. That's all I want. That's like a public service announcement, fellas.
I can respect that.
Can you feel me on that?
All day.
Yeah. All day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
To you, my friend.
Dude,
Hey,
you ever have a cramp and just gotta like fart it out?
Do you ever have a cramp and then therefore have to, did you say fart it out?
Mm-hmm.
You got one?
Yeah, man, I'm trying to get it out right now. You ain't gonna hear it, but sometimes I just gotta angle my body to get everything properly. There we go. Yeah.
You know what he did, Alex?
All right, back to the show.
You know what he did?
No.
Oh man he ate an apple.
Oh, his body doesn't know what to do with it.
Agreeing with disagreeing with it.
Right. His body's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
That's not a Wendy's chicken nugget. Hold on a second here.
That apple would disagree with me in every way possible, man.
Wait a second. That's not a Chick-fil-A spicy chicken deluxe.
Oh, that did not go down properly.
Wait a second. That's not a quarter pounder with cheese. What is this that you are feeding me?
I'm trying to survive in advance right now, bro. I'm struggling.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Speaking of struggling, I'm going to get to the Rams and I'm going to get to the Broncos and what happened on their sidelines. The storylines didn't happen during the game. Both of these teams had stories that happened on the sidelines. But since you mentioned struggling, real quick, Alex, Saturday night I texted you. Yo, man, you watching San Diego State against Air Force?
Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very happy that you said, no, dog, I'm watching USC versus Notre Dame. That's what I was watching too. But I was going back and forth between USC, Notre Dame, Pitt, Miami, and San Diego State, Air Force. Did San Diego State really lose to Air Force 13-3? Did that really happen? With this new high-powered offense and this quarterback that we've been hyping, did they really just score 3 points on Saturday night at home against Air Force?
Thanksgiving hangover, man. They were
What
farting
the
it out
hell?
like Browner.
What is going on?
I don't know. I wish I could tell you, but I didn't even do what you do. I didn't wake up Sunday and like go watch the 15-minute breakdown. I didn't even do that. I saw the score and I was like, all right, it's one of those years. Let's move on.
If I'm Brady Hoke, you know what I'm hoping for? If I'm Brady Hoke, I'm actually hoping that J.D. Wicker, the athletic director, stays put. Because
a new guy's firing him.
Because a new athletic director walks through the door and goes, wait a second, what was our average attendance? Wait, this was our first year in this new stadium and our average attendance was less than a sellout. Why? Why is that? And then you look at the record of the team and you go, who'd we beat? Who'd we lose to? 13-3. I thought we were improving as the year was going on as we changed quarterbacks. 13-3 against Air Force at home.
It gets worse.
What
Did you
could
Can
be
it get
worse?
more worse than that?
Yeah. Did you see the stat line of the quarterback for Air Force?
Tell me he had 0 for 0 passing, please.
I mean, it's not much better.
What was he?
1 for 2,
No.
14 yards,
No.
Oh my God. What were the running stats for Air
66
Force?
carries, 271 yards rushing.
Oh my God.
I mean, like Air Force lit it up offensively, so it wasn't they just, dude. San Diego State is a running school still, even with Jalen Maiden. They ran for a team -1.
Bro, you
Wait a
give me
second. Did you just say that San Diego State's running game was -1 for the game?
Yeah.
As a whole team, that wasn't one player that was -1. The whole team running the ball. How many carries did they have?
15 carries, -1 yards.
And
How does
what
that
was the
happen?
quarterback's passing stats?
16 of 31, 188 yards, 2 interceptions.
Oh my God. They couldn't run for 1 positive yard. Is Air Force the 1985 Bears? Did I miss something?
Their starting running back went 6 carries, 13 yards. They had a bunch of dudes go backwards.
What in the
Oh my
world?
God.
What in the world is going on?
How many times was the quarterback sacked?
Browner, we are going through a rebuilding.
Y'all are? Y'all are?
We are going through a bit of a rebuild here, trying to identify their identity. That's really what they're trying to do right now. They're trying
I'm trying to identify my identity right
they're
now. Is what I'm
trying
doing. I'm
to.
busy.
They're really. Here's the thing: is that we have gone through a lot this year. We have gone
Y'all
through
did?
like 4 or 5 quarterbacks.
Ugh.
We opened a new stadium.
We did do that.
We fired the offensive coordinator. Probably a
Y'all
little
did
too
do
late.
that.
We
Mhm.
turned a safety into a quarterback. We found the quarterback of the future. We brought in former alum Ryan Rimley to run this offense. And it's a
And that's what
transition year, Browner.
Oh.
We are going through a transition. And next
brought-
year, I fully expect this team to be back to its winning. I mean, I guess they're still a winning team, but you know what I mean? Like back to the top of the Mountain West.
Bruh.
Well, what I was saying
Y'all
earlier,
brought-
though, about J.D. Wicker, if J.D. Wicker stays as athletic director, because there's been a lot of rumors that he's going to leave, but if he stays, I don't think Brady Hoke has any issues. If they hire a different athletic director, I think based on this year and how unexciting it's been, given the first year of the new stadium, I think Brady could find himself on a serious hot seat.
I think if you are anyone, and I mean anyone over there, and you are not having a real conversation about what to do about Brady Hoke, then you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing a program a disservice. You're doing a university a disservice.
Now, wait a second. When you say what they're doing about Brady Hoke, shouldn't
they
they
just
be
had the most
saying
successful year in their history last year? So
right? Shouldn't they be
that's
saying
very
this?
unfair to Brady Hoke.
Right. Shouldn't they be saying Brady Hoke is our coach, but we need to explain to Brady Hoke that this team needs to play a more exciting brand of football because we have this new stadium and everybody loves it. I mean, people rave about this stadium. They really do.
Awesome.
Yeah. We need to fill it and we need to make it exciting. And by the way, if we're really truly headed to the Pac-12, which is what all the rumors have been, we got to be better. We have to be more exciting. We have to be more flashy. We have to be more contemporary offensively. Shouldn't we be saying, Brady, you're our guy. Now go let somebody run that sort of offense?
If they're comfortable with him, then absolutely. My thing is you have to have better results. And in college football, cosmetic appearance means way more than it does in just about any other sport. Like you have to look good winning. Them having the best record they had last year amounted to what?
Winning.
All right. And then you came into this year. What did you bring from last year to this year?
We got a new stadium.
And how many games did that win you? Not enough.
No, but I mean, that was there. And here's why I will always push back on what you're saying. I'm never not going to start this argument by saying they're in the Mountain West. And then number two,
very fair.
Number two, they just went through a decade of their best, most continuous success ever as a program by having continuity with a boring style of football. So I understand what you're saying, that the style of football is boring, or maybe before Jalen got in there, the Air Force game aside,
right?
Before Jalen got in there, the style of football was incredibly boring, but it was also the most success this school's ever had, which led them to get this stadium, which led them to have some sort of relevance as big as you think it is in San Diego. So,
right, but now what they need to do is now they need to say, okay, we've got to create a more exciting brand of football.
Which they have.
So,
they just didn't
okay.
display it on Saturday.
Oh, really?
When Tony Dungy,
I mean, as someone that watches games all the time, yes, they have. When you watch Jalen play quarterback for this team, it's not, the dude that was there, Christian. I'm always forgetting his last name. With Pumphrey and Penny, behind him. It's a different Chapman. It's not Christian Chapman
brothers.
at 4-year. It's not that brand of football anymore.
But my question is, if at the end of the day the goal is to build on each year, that's how you get to the point where you are turning into some of these teams. I'm not saying that they should be Alabama because that's absurd. What I'm saying is, give me as a fan, if you're going to win like this, make it entertaining, and it's not.
That's what I'm telling you is that they are building towards the future because they got Ryan Lindley in. They got Jalen Maiden in. They've already moved away from running it 40 times again to passing it 25 times a game. That's already happened this year, but they don't have the tools everywhere on the team yet to be as successful as they were running the ball. But what you guys are asking, they did this year. They just found it in a really weird way, but they've done it. If you watch it, go look at box score, go look at Jalen Maiden's game log. It's 20 plus pass attempts for 200 plus yards every game. That's what they've been doing. They have switched brands of football.
Well, to your point, and you said it earlier, wasn't putting a whole lot of time into San Diego State versus Air Force on Saturday night, not up against USC Notre Dame. So to your point, Alex, I haven't really seen them running what I would call a spread offense, but there's no doubt that the passing numbers have gone up since what was the kid's name that was the starting quarterback at the beginning of the year?
Burmeister.
I mean, I still can't figure out how this kid was so decorated out of high school, had started as a freshman at Oregon, had this really nice career at Virginia Tech, and comes home and he can't throw the ball. I think that they did that kid a disservice. Because they and then fired offensive coordinator and then changed the offense.
Right. Yeah, 31 pass attempts against Air Force, 25 against New Mexico, 22 against San Jose, 31 against UNLV, 24 against Fresno, 25 against Nevada, 36 against Hawaii. That is Jalen Maiden, who you guys are asking for it. You're just not watching it. I'm telling you,
that's right.
I didn't watch this Saturday. I didn't watch this Saturday, but I have watched a lot of San Diego State since Jalen Maiden. I've been to games with Jalen Maiden. It is different. The success is just, dude, he's lost 2 games and he's won 6. So
is that really his record? He's 6-2. It's been 8 games.
5-2. Sorry, 5-2.
Okay. Well, regardless, nonetheless, I will say that it was pretty darn disappointing on a night of college football where there was so much excitement going on to see San Diego State lose 13-3 against Air Force. So, hey, listen, let me have 1 second to just mention one of our great sponsors. I'm going to mention Penske San Diego. The website is PenskeSanDiego.com. If you're thinking about a new car, now would be a great time. You get to the end of the year and car dealerships are trying to move inventory. I always suggest this to people because I've been doing it for so long, working with car dealerships and understanding what happens at the end of the year. If you want a new car right now, and I told you that the 2023s are available for this price, or there's brand new 2022s for this price, I'll still go buy the 2022. I will. If you go to PenskeSanDiego.com, you can look through their entire inventory, 12 dealerships, 9 brands, Acura, Audi, BMW, Honda, Lexus, Mini, Mazda, Mercedes, and Toyota. Go to PenskeSanDiego.com. You can shop there, make things a lot easier for you. All right. Guys, we were talking right before the break about how the Rams and the Broncos both had interesting things happening on the sidelines while, both teams are just terrible. Just so bad. But Alex, show us the video of what happened. The Rams had a linebacker, a rookie. I don't even know the kid's name. He's strapping on his helmet. He's getting ready to go into the game. And dude, he blasts Sean McVay. Dude, knocks his whole headset off and spins him around in a circle. And when you watch it in real time, not slowing it down really, it's pretty bad. I don't know if Sean McVay's going to show up today at a press conference with a black eye or a fat lip, dude.
I know who ain't showing up today. I know who ain't.
You think that kid gets cut?
Listen, I know who ain't showing up today.
That'd be funny. I actually think they need everybody they can get.
Listen,
they need their linebacker to play center.
Yeah. They need him to
play quarterback.
If you've been playing football all your life, you don't have awareness to where the head coach is standing, and you basically sucker punch him with a shoulder pad, you playing for somebody else, bro. You playing for somebody else. I'm sorry. You can't make this team next week.
He says,
show it to me
quote,
again?
I don't think
I
I
wanna see it
broke my jaw, so I'll be fine. As long as I'm not hurting my ability to think and be able to talk, we'll be fine.
I mean, it was bad. What was the kid's name? The linebacker, number 49.
Unemployed. That's his name.
Tight end Roger Carter.
Oh yeah, you can cut.
Oh, he's a tight end.
Oh,
I guess.
Oh, I thought he was a linebacker, number 49.
The numbers got you again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard of the guy, and I'm telling you, dude, he's like putting on his helmet and he's running, not full speed, but he's at 70%. And McVay is walking by and doesn't see him and just kind of turns into him at the last second. And he got on the headset and the microphone and things go flying. And the coaches like come to his rescue right away. And the player, interestingly, at least in the clips that I saw, because I wasn't really watching too much of the game, he doesn't seem to stop and like, hey, sorry, coach, you okay? He seemed to like just keep going out to the field.
That play don't stop for coaches, dude. The play stops for players.
Right.
And McVay's on the sideline. Nobody noticed that except cameras. So that dude had to get on that field before they punted that ball, or else he gets cut.
Yeah.
Oh, he getting cut anyway.
I mean, was that a game? You talk about games that like I had no interest in yesterday.
Ooh.
Watching the Rams, who are now 3-8, they came into the game 3-7, go from Super Bowl champions in their home stadium to a game against the Chiefs. Think about the schedule makers at the beginning of the year. Ooh, Rams, Chiefs. Oh man, that's like week 10, week 11, whatever it is, week 11. Dude, this is a great week. Super Bowl champions against a team that's probably going to be favored to go to the Super Bowl. That's like a Super Bowl rematch. Rams and Chiefs. And you know how Kevin Keatsman told us a couple weeks ago, sometimes the Chiefs just sort of show up and expect to win because they're the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of those games yesterday where, yeah, they showed up expecting to win, and they didn't necessarily like destroy the Rams the way I might have expected them to do if their heads were really locked in. It's just kind of okay, well, we're home. It was Thanksgiving week.
I kind of took it because I was
done.
watching that game pretty intently because I
Yeah.
had a lot riding on fantasy football. Had a lot of
Mhm.
implications on Mahomes and Pacheco doing well here. And I think it was one of the games that Andy Reid was working on red zone plays that he normally wouldn't call because they lived in the red zone. The Chiefs were in the red zone the entire game. They were in the red zone and they were just doing plays. And I'm like, what are these things? I think Andy Reid was trying stuff out and none of it worked because they ended up kicking a bunch yesterday. Honestly, man, like Mahomes threw a pick in the end zone. This game easily 40, 50 points for the Chiefs. And I just looked like they were just trying stuff. And I could be talking out of my ass right now, but really, that's what it looked like. Because they moved the ball from wherever they got it to the red zone, no problem. When they get to the red zone, they're like, okay, let's get our little Giants on here. You know, let's run the annexation of Puerto Rico. Let's just do some crazy ass stuff right here. And it you know how Andy's very, very creative when he gets near the goal line. You know, Travis Kelce will take a snap or they'll do some shovel pass, or they were just trying things. It was weird.
Or that little touch pass they be doing.
Yeah.
Well, the sideline part of it where the kid runs over McVay, that was the news of the game because the game was, never in doubt.
You don't think the news of the game was that the Chiefs have a running back one now? Watch out,
man.
NFL world.
This dude is good.
Dude is good, man. Isaiah Pacheco. He looks like Tyreek Hill. He's so shifty and fast, too. Like this kid, he ran for over 100 yards last week. They haven't had one of those in forever. And now he got his first career touchdown yesterday and like 15 carries. Like he's taken over, and it helps that Edwards-Helaire's out. But if the Chiefs got a run game now, too, damn.
Yeah, I know. The Chiefs, you said it earlier, Browner, the Chiefs are by far and away the team that people believe in.
Easy.
Philadelphia's got the better record. Buffalo's lost a couple of games that made people kind of start to question them. Tampa Bay is not, what people expected them to be this year.
Choke job last night.
Not sure that anybody really believes in Dallas necessarily.
Same.
So I think Kansas City right now.
Can I tell you guys just real quick? Being in Texas for a Cowboys game, that's different. Yeah. That is different.
It's everywhere.
Like, dude, we went to my Mars' sister's boyfriend's house for like a quick drop by. She wanted to say hi to his family or whatever. I think there was maybe like 20, 30 people there. And like 4 of them got up to say hi to us because everybody was like locked in, dude. They were like, they had the projector on. The sound was blasting. And then my buddy, he's like, dude, that saying, it's like it's church and football. Ain't no joke, man. I never been in Texas for a Cowboys game before. And it was just like, that's all people were talking about all week. Cowboys, Thanksgiving. Cowboys, Thanksgiving. It's crazy.
That's pretty cool, huh?
No.
Not cool.
It's the Cowboys.
Not cool. But
It's one at a
think
time.
about their
It's
fan
the
base.
Cowboys.
Think about that goes to show you. I mean, when you see a team like the Cowboys come to LA and take over SoFi Stadium, you're like, that's because Cowboy fans are everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah.
They are everywhere. That's true.
And they're
all
religious
those,
about it.
Yeah, they are religious about football. And those high school stadiums out there, no joke. They're huge.
Yeah. Hey, let me do this. I wanted to get to this Denver situation because we've all been having this conversation all season long about Russell Wilson. Is he corny or cool? I think you're starting to see that he was cool when he was winning, and he's corny now that he's losing, and he's on a new team where all of that corny talk doesn't necessarily play because you're not winning. And then other players just start to get frustrated and just quit kissing his ass, really, is kind of what it looked like to me. So we're going to get to what happened yesterday on the sideline in Denver. And then I really want to get to the USA versus Iran in World Cup soccer tomorrow afternoon. I want to talk about that game today because of all the political stuff that goes on in the World Cup, I mean, USA-Iran is like, I don't know, it just feels so much more than a soccer game, at least from our perspective. So we'll get there coming up with Grande and the Brown Man from the 7 Mile Casino Studios. Oh, what?
I'll tell you where San Diego State's going to play their bowl game.
Okay. We'll get to that next. This is Kaplan and Crew. Hi, great friends. It is Monday afternoon. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man, and we come to you from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, our great partners at 7 Mile Casino, 7milecasino.com. Now, just as we were about to hit the last break, and I was promoting that we wanted to get to the whole Russell Wilson story, I want to get to the USA versus Iran in World Cup soccer, Alex went, ooh. He said, I'm going to tell you where San Diego State is going bowling. I'm curious.
Huge.
It sounds like this is going to be one of them early-ass bowl games.
This is a huge bowl game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, last year, where'd they play? The Frisco Bowl or something like that? Or
recall.
the I don't remember where they played, but it wasn't a big one. This year, San Diego State has accepted an invitation to, any guesses?
Like the Boise Bowl, like the Idaho Potato Bowl or something.
No, better.
Snapdragon Bowl.
No, there is no Snapdragon Bowl.
Not yet.
How about like the I don't know, like the something like the Poolin Weed Eater Bowl.
No, not that.
Oh, dude. Wait.
I could feel the hater. The hater coming right now.
No. I have an idea of what you're getting at. How about like the Hawaii Bowl or something like
there
that?
There you go, baby.
Come on, for real?
The San Diego State Aztecs have accepted an invitation to play at the Easy Post Hawaii Bowl.
Dude.
What is Easy Post?
Saturday, December 24th, Christmas Eve at 5 o'clock. San Diego State will take on Middle Tennessee.
Wow, they're going to get destroyed by Middle Tennessee.
You should have a grudge against Middle Tennessee.
I didn't even know you could accept
to beat them.
I didn't even know invitations were going out already.
Yeah, I'm pretty shocked too. I didn't realize that they were either. But the way I was saying the Boise Potato Bowl and this crappy bowl and this cold weather city bowl, and I got to go there and it's pouring rain and it's freezing, and you're saying no, and we sound like haters, then it occurred to me, they're going to get this great reward. They're going to get to go to Hawaii. They're going to play in one of those Hawaii bowls that no one's there. It's just filler for TV.
But you get to enjoy Hawaii.
And you say did you say that they're playing against Middle Tennessee State?
Middle Tennessee, yeah.
Yeah. I've seen Middle Tennessee play one game this year. They played against Miami. Miami's not very good. But they beat the ever-living hell out of Miami in Miami, dude.
Yeah. Where is the Hawaii Bowl? Is that still at Aloha Stadium?
It's got. I mean, there's only one.
Hawaii is the question.
Yeah, did they move it from Hawaii?
These bowl games be everywhere.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe maybe it's not really in Hawaii. It's just called the Hawaii Bowl. It's like presented by Hawaii.
Right.
Made in Hawaii. Middle
No,
Tennessee.
I mean-
tickets are up.
Yeah, how much? How much
Let's
for a
see.
tick?
Let's take a look.
San Diego State versus Middle Tennessee State in Hawaii.
Will you send me for the show?
Depends. You say it's Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
I don't know. We got a lot of other things, a lot of other expenses, I think, that are more
Pertinent.
important. Yeah,
$65.
pretty cheap.
To go to Hawaii?
Midfield.
Dude, I wonder what you could get. Wonder what kind of prices you could get on airline tickets.
Right.
You know, Christmas Eve.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Dude, we're off. We're off that final week of the year, right? Like, so Monday is, I think, the 26th because Christmas is on Sunday. So Friday, the 23rd would be our last day. And then we would come back.
22nd.
It's Friday's the 22nd.
And the 22nd should be our last day.
Is
Thursday.
that the Thursday? Oh, you want to have a longer weekend?
You know,
You
gotta
know
get
why?
up to Oxnard.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta get to Hawaii.
Apparently so. Bet you could find airline tickets from LA to Hawaii really cheap.
And
Hawaii, look at you.
it's not in the Aloha Bowl Stadium.
No, where's it at?
At the Clarence T.C. Ching Athletics Complex, located at the University of Hawaii in Manoa.
So they're not playing in the Aloha Stadium where the Pro Bowl was for all those years, where Hawaii calls home. They're playing in an athletic complex.
They're playing at the Hawaii Stadium.
I thought Hawaii plays at this. They don't play at that Aloha Bowl anymore.
I don't know.
Okay.
I was
All
so
right, forget about it.
confused, man. Oh my God.
This is ridiculous. All right,
What's
congratulations.
ridiculous?
Well, I mean, they got other things I'd like to get to that are more
Get a real
important.
bowl game, man. Leave me alone.
forget
Get a real
about
bowl
them.
game.
Listen,
There
it
is
got
no
nothing to do
real
with the
bowl game.
dude. It got nothing to do with the bowl game. I'm happy San Diego State's in a bowl game. I'm happy that San Diego State gets to go to Hawaii rather than go to some crappy bowl game in Boise, Idaho. You know, like when you're a recruit, you're like, well, we got to go to a bowl game. Which one? Christmas Eve, dude. Hawaii. It was sunny. It was warm. We were surfing. It was fun. Versus, hey, what bowl games you playing? December 12th in freaking Boise. It was snowing. It was cold. It was miserable. I hated it. I would have rather not have played in a bowl game. So I'm happy for San Diego State that they're in. But I mean, I got other things I'd like to get to here.
So
The
Aloha
last segment of the
Stadium
show.
closed in 2020.
Had no idea.
Wow.
Yeah, me neither.
Really? Wow. That's
That complex is now home of Hawaii football.
uh-huh.
Ah.
I got to see some pictures. I wonder if they rebuilt the stadium or if they did something to that stadium or if they built a like San Diego State, Colorado State kind of cool little college football stadium. I don't know. I don't pay attention to Hawaii football. You'll have to excuse me.
Me neither.
All right, let me do this. Let me get back to something we were going to get to here, and I'll just try and get to it. We've been having this conversation as the year's gone on about Russell Wilson. Is he corny or is he cool? I always thought that in Seattle, even when he was corny, he still was cool because he was winning. He was Russell Wilson. He'd been to the Super Bowl twice. He won one. You know, the whole organization was about him. They'd gotten rid of every guy that was part of those Super Bowl teams. They obviously knew something when they let him go to Denver, and Denver clearly did not know something when they gave him this ridiculous amount of money. Like, why not just bring him in and like test him out for a year before you give him all that money? So yesterday, the Broncos are getting beat again. And I know I was reading some stories earlier today about how Nathaniel Hackett's not going to get fired in season. Maybe he isn't, but again, new ownership. What's the likelihood that they keep this guy around? They didn't hire him. So anyway, show us what happened yesterday, Alex, on the sideline between Russell Wilson and one of the defensive linemen from the Broncos. Let's take a look at what happened.
Yeah. Oh,
Describe it if you could.
Yes. Russell Wilson was getting ready to go out on offense, and one of their defensive linemen just looked like he got upset with Russell Wilson, I guess, and he got in his face. And it
Russell
like
Wilson
him off.
He's just standing there like,
That's right.
No one ever really talks to me like that. You think that's what he said?
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Yeah, let's ride.
I hear you. All right, let's ride. Okay, let's ride.
Let's ride.
And that's Nathaniel Hackett standing right next to him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no awareness of any kind, like, hey, back off, or like, hey, you get out there. It almost looks as if Hackett doesn't even hear what's going on.
It looks as if Hackett pretends to not hear or see anything that is happening because the scoreboard, like, look at this. Like, this happened right behind him. He had to have
behind
heard
him.
this.
Yeah. Because his right ear, he's got his right ear
Right.
open. Yeah.
Well,
had
if
to
we
have
know
heard
one thing
that.
about Hackett is that his awareness level is not that high.
Also true.
Yeah.
It's very fair.
Sorry, Scott.
So what did the defensive lineman, this guy, is it Purcell? Did you say very Scott?
Said sorry, Scott.
Oh, all right. You were
That's your
like
boy.
saying like,
Yeah.
I'm also, I mean, he's my name, whatever. But the guy, is it Purcell? Is that his last name?
Mike
The defensive
Purcell.
lineman? All right.
Yeah.
You have any comments from him after the game about what happened?
Frustration. We want to spark on something. We all in this together. Period. So that's the quarterback of our offense. They're about to take the field. Obviously, we let up a touchdown, so we weren't doing our job, but got to get a spark somewhere. So they're about to take the field. So that's all it was.
All right. I like that.
Listen,
Defensive
man.
lineman coming off the field going, come on, Russ, let's go. Like, do you cook still or do you not cook?
He's a bad cook.
Listen, wherever he cooking, whatever place he cooking at, they about to be out of business. Okay, this is just, if I'm the Broncos and this is what I'm getting, you got to remember too, their draft pick goes to Seattle, so this is going to get worse before it gets better, like by a lot.
All right, so Alex, take us through these numbers that you have on the screen here.
As a team, the Broncos are the lowest scoring team per game. They literally ranked last. Total yards, they're 26th. Pass yards are 20th. Rush yards are 24th. As far as Russell Wilson goes, he is 17th in pass yards. He is 28th in passing touchdowns. He's 31st with completion percentage and 29th in quarterback rating. And there is a running TikTok account. I think I brought this up before. At least I have with my friends. I think I have here. There is a running TikTok account that is tracking how many touchdowns Russell Wilson has thrown compared to how many bathrooms he has in his home. And I don't think the guy ever thought it was going to get to week 13, but here we are because Russell Wilson, 8 passing touchdowns, and through the season, Russell Wilson bathrooms have stayed the same at 12.
12 bathrooms in the house.
Yeah.
12 bathrooms versus 8 touchdowns.
He is on pace to not pass for more touchdowns than he has bathrooms.
That is crazy.
That is so funny.
It's a good life.
Which house does he have 12 bathrooms in? Is it like, do they say?
The one in Denver, I guess.
Really? Because he's got the one right here in Rancho Santa Fe that's got the football field and he works out and loves to show you all of his workouts. Hey, Russ, all those workouts got you the $245 million. And dude, it doesn't look like those workouts were paying off. It looks like putting a little too much time into the Danger Witch commercials with Subway.
Yeah, he bought a mansion in Denver for $25 million and has 12 bathrooms.
I bet.
So like the thing with Russ too, and listen, I'm not trying to compare Russ to Antonio Brown, but I kind of feel me out here for a second. You put up with the stuff as long as you're winning. You know, people put up with Antonio Brown through all the crazy ass stuff he did because he was really good.
Right.
And in the moment he wasn't really good, he's a rapper now. And
yeah, but the Buccaneers were able to get rid of him that day that he ripped his uniform off and he walked off the field. They didn't have the long-term guaranteed money financial commitment to him.
Listen, I'm not telling
the Broncos now have.
Well, I'm not telling you anything about the contract. I'm just saying as far as teammates go, you put up with that stuff like the Legion of Boom did when y'all were winning. And when you start throwing picks on the goal line and costing me rings, that's when you start getting exposed and your teammates start getting real tired of you real fast because this was the first time that there was a verbal video being shown. But there's plenty of pictures of Bronco players staring at Russ with daggers coming off the sideline like, bro, what are you doing? It's not, dude, Melvin Gordon did it to him.
Didn't somebody last week, this story when Melvin Gordon got cut, that Melvin Gordon was playing, who's the rapper that his wife was married to or was dating or something? Who's that?
Future.
Russell Wilson's wife, Ciara, dated or was married to Future before the Russell Wilson relationship?
Dated, yes.
And the word was that Melvin Gordon was playing Future music in the locker room and that Russell Wilson had him cut because of that. Now, I don't know if that's really true or not because Melvin Gordon was fumbling on the goal line over and over again.
Melvin Gordon got himself cut. That's that's not even worth entertaining. But if you're Russell Wilson, bro, you won against Future. Ain't nothing you can play they can play all his music all you want. Russell Wilson won. He got the woman, he got the money, he's more famous, he's got a better life, will have a better future. Like Future's career is basically over.
So the Broncos did give him a big old fat contract,
Big fat contract.
but there is a world where they can release him or cut him this summer.
No way.
They have to carry a $31 million dead cap hit next year.
Not terrible. It's not terrible. I mean, like if you're thinking about, hey, how many years was his contract? The 245? I want to say 6 years, whatever it was. If you think to yourself, hey, you know what? We can get out from underneath this and we'll have to just suck it up for 1 year. We'll have that $31 million worth of dead money on the cap, but we'll have to just find a way through. But this backup quarterback is better than spending this much money on this guy going forward because he's in decline, or so you would think. Or Russell Wilson goes to ownership and goes, here's the deal, guys. I've been on championship teams. I understand championship organizations. You guys are new owners. This coach sucks. Get me a new coach. Get me a real coach, and I'll show you who I was.
That's what's going to happen because that's easier.
It's not necessarily about Russell Wilson. This is about Hackett's inability in more than one area. And so for me, I think that's why it's easy to fire him. Now, if you have this thing happening behind you where this guy's yelling at your star quarterback, you turn around, you chew the guy out who makes less money, you look good. You look good, period. Across the country, he may be struggling at coaching, but he commands the sideline. For you to just look off into space, like, come on, fam.
Yeah, come on, fam. Yeah.
So there's I might have read that wrong. I think that $31 million cap hit. Okay.
Yeah, tell me. Check that. Check that from the record, Your Honor.
2026.
Uh-huh.
And there's conflicting numbers. There's conflicting numbers, but I'm seeing this can't be right, but it's a blue check mark. A dead cap hit if cut this summer or whatever. $107 million. All
right. He ain't going anywhere.
2024, 85. 2025, 49.6.
No, it's easier. It's easier and less expensive to fire the coach than it is to not try again with this quarterback. But
Browner nailed it. The Broncos are in no man's land because you are stuck with the quarterback and you don't have any picks because you gave them all up to get this quarterback. You can't rebuild.
Not good, fam.
I was really right about the Raiders. I was very wrong about the Broncos. I thought the Broncos would be very good.
Yeah, I like that you pointed that out because you've pointed out how often Browner and I have been wrong about the Raiders, and we've not done a good job of pointing back at you and saying you said the Broncos were going to be great. So at least you're taking that kind of credit and at least giving us that. All right, let me do this.
I'm not gonna. I ain't gonna fight for Russ. That's for sure.
I really want to get to the highlight of the day with Tory Holistics, but before we get there, I want to just say that I'm really excited about this USA-Iran soccer game tomorrow, and the game will be on. It won't coincide with the show. So like tomorrow afternoon, we will not be talking about the game because the when the show is on versus when the game is on and when the show broadcasts, it's all not going to work out. But why does it feel so much bigger than just a soccer game? Like USA England was like, US stands no chance. England is so much better. USA, really let one go in the opening game. They should have had that game against Wales. They really screwed themselves up. But this game against Iran, not only does the USA have to win, and Alex, maybe you could give us more detail about what they have to do to advance, but it just feels like we as Americans cannot lose to the country of Iran, especially not with all the political stuff that goes on in the world between our countries and our philosophies. And by the way, I got lots of Iranian friends here in San Diego who are wonderful people whose families left during the revolution, and they're American people. They're just Iranian Americans. But just politically speaking, how the U.S. social media team altered the Iranian flag and how Iran is complaining to FIFA and just all this stuff. It's just, we cannot lose. We must win this game.
I mean, you
not
can
just
lose.
Not just to advance. Forget about advancing. You got to win this game for America.
Nothing.
Explain it, Alex. Explain it to us, will you please?
My political knowledge is not as good as my soccer.
Forget about
knowledge.
political stuff. Explain what happens if the USA wins. If they win 1-0, do they advance? Are they good?
It depends on what happens with. If they win 1-0, they will have 5 points.
Okay.
And so they got to win to advance, basically. If my math is correct.
I just wasn't sure if they had to win, they had to score a certain number of goals because of, how points are recorded and, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. No, they got to win. They got to win to advance.
So, but if they win, is there a chance that they could win and not advance?
No.
Okay. Win and they move on.
Because if Wales beats England,
Mm-hmm.
they still won't have as many points as the U.S. So if the U.S. wins, they go through.
Okay.
How did you get points if you didn't score on the field?
Well, it's
get a
based on
point for a
wins,
draw.
ties, goals scored, goals against. Like there's a whole formula to how you get points,
It's
right?
like hockey.
Yeah.
Win, 3 points. Loss, 0 points. Draw, 1 point. You play 3 games. Whoever has the top 2 points advances. Really not that difficult.
No, but when you don't know it, because I don't know what you're rolling your eyes for, smart guy. What are you rolling your eyes for? Well, this is the way soccer works. This is the way it works. Get into it, dog. Appreciate it.
This man just tried to defend soccer by going to hockey. Come on, bro. What you doing?
I just said it works like hockey.
Because I know how that works.
No, you didn't.
It's funny. Like, yeah. So you understand that if you score a touchdown, it's 6, but then you could kick a ball, it's 1, but then you could run it in but then it could be 2, and then you could also like kick it earlier, then it's 3. So that's less confusing than what I just said, but it's cool because you love football. You racist.
I like how you
soccerist.
Okay.
He's a soccerist.
I like how you just tried to muck up the water in explaining football while trying to simplify whatever this is an attempt in soccer.
No, my only attempt was to show
Terrible.
you your closed-mindedness that you won't even choose a simple formula.
I watched the game.
Is 3 points.
You guys came after me for not watching the game. I watched that entire fiasco with people to try to
fiasco. It was a very entertaining ball game.
I watched that game with people who are dedicated fans. Almost everybody in that place had a jersey on for America. Except for me. I was me and like 2 other girls who had walked in and didn't know what they were walking in on. That was it. The rest of these people, full America, full Team USA. Not me.
Well, anyway,
Racist.
listen, don't you feel, and I know we got to hustle up here because I'd love to get to the highlight of the day before we get out. Don't you feel like we have to win this game? Like, just forget about the World Cup and advancing. Like, just America versus Iran. We got to win.
No, but if they throw a bomb over here, we better win that.
No, dude. This is big.
No, I would say just soccer.
We ain't playing for gas prices. If we beat them, are they going to give us $2 gas? No. Then who cares? Now, if you told me this game depending on $2 gas, I'm painting my face.
All right, we got to get to the highlight of the day before we try and get out of here. What do you say, Alex?
We will win.
Can we do it?
Yeah, we will win.
Can we do it or can we not do it?
No, I got like 30 seconds.
Oh, really? Oh, you're right. All right, well, the highlight of the day was going to be presented by Torrey Holistics, where if you spend $75 or more, you save 20% when you use our promo code Got Your Back. Got Your Back. So for everybody listening on radio and everybody listening on audio podcast, what we'll do is this. We'll actually have the highlight of the day as part of the last part of the podcast. Radio listeners, here comes Browner and Lawhead, but everybody else, the Torrey Holistics highlight of the day happens on podcast. We're back tomorrow. Peace out, everybody. Next highlight of the day during the radio portion of the show. Can we do it here during the podcast portion of the show?
Is this a highlight or a low light?
It depends on what it is. Show it to us.
By all reports, Odell Beckham was a nuisance on a flight, in and out of consciousness, refusing to put his seatbelt on, refusing all directions given to him by flight attendants. Cops had to be called onto the airplane to remove him forcefully from his seat, but then he obliged, so it wasn't forcefully. There's video of him being removed from that flight out of Miami, headed to
One
LA.
cop, Odell Beckham, two cops, 3 cops. Who was that tall brother that we just passed up?
And the worst part for people on this plane, regardless of who is telling the truth or what, is that because he had to be removed from the plane, they had to go back to the gate, deboard everybody.
No.
Deboard all those people that were waiting for him. That wasn't the next flight. That was his own flight that they all had to get out the seat while they removed him from the plane because he was in and out of consciousness.
Damn.
According to the official police reports and the airline and the airport.
I bet his ass woke up when the police showed up.
Can you show it one more time? Can you show the video one more time? Browner, watch the tall black dude right here. I didn't realize these were all people that were on the plane. Like he must have had like a look. What's that?
Let's call me Brown.
Was it really?
No.
He looked big and had cool cornrows, and he had a look like, damn, dog, you made me get off this plane. You make me late now, man.
Bruh, Odell Beckham Jr., I'm a huge fan of the football player, but this is the jackassery that keeps him out of the league. Like, why? Why, bruh? Put your seatbelt on. You're on an airplane. Follow it. You're not going to be on the airplane long. Follow instructions until they get you to where you need to go safely. Because if you had so much money, you wouldn't need to be on a commercial flight. So behave, bro. You got cash, get a private jet. If you don't want to get a private jet, then sit your ass down and behave.
He tweeted through it saying, never in my life have I experienced what just happened to me. I've seen it all. Next tweet. Never in my life. Next tweet. I could never make this up. Next tweet. Comedy hour.
While not explaining a single detail of what he's done.
Yeah, I wonder if he was just like on Xanax and passed out.
Yeah.
Or something.
People take things to fly.
Sleep. Yeah. I ain't got no problem with that. But just follow the rules.
Weird timing too, because he was supposed to sign with the Cowboys or something. This week.
That is weird time. And then there was that whole story. Did you guys see that story last week about Jerry Jones being
Jones
like a
might
14
sign him because of this?
Be like a 15-year-old kid. You know, you might be right, Browner. When Jerry Jones like a 15-year-old kid in Arkansas, and there's some kind of like racial rally going on. I didn't pay that much attention to the story, other than when I heard Stephen A. Smith come out and defend him. And I was like,
Jerry Jones did what?
Right, 65 years ago? Gee, I'm shocked.
Wow.
In Arkansas? No.
Wow.
The wild part about this is now people are like studying his father's history and getting into how racist his dad was. And
Again, 65, 75 years ago in Arkansas. Right.
I just tell people, if you shocked by this, go sit down. Like, go sit down. If you didn't,
and by the way, hold it against somebody. Hold it against somebody 65 years later. Right.
Come on, man. Stop it.
Come on, fam. Come on,
Stop
fam.
it. I got my issues with Jerry Jones. Racism ain't one of them.
Yeah, come on, fam. You might be right. Maybe he does sign Odell Beckham.
My problem.
Right. Exactly. There are football reasons to be annoyed with Jerry Jones. This fake made-up story about him being 15 in a picture 65 years ago is ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, listen, we got to go. It's and don't forget to please subscribe to our clips page. We got to try and get the subscriptions up because that's where we're going to be this week while we're bad boys, while we're being suspended by YouTube.
I think I'm just going to post it.
How?
As soon as I'm ready, I'm just going to post it because, like, does it matter if 10 people are watching live?
Oh, I got you.
We just got to get it out there. We just got to get it out there
and
direct people to it. We all got to just direct people to it. Go watch it. Go watch it. Go watch it.
Yeah,
bad
dude.
Boys,
Everybody
bad
tweet,
boys.
retweet.
What you gonna do?
Alex, you going to be able to send an email?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Listen, we got to go. We got work to do. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.